Welcome to the place for all the K's, P's, flops, frames, and HDRs. Welcome to PSVG's Game Tech. It is I, your boy, Dat Ninja Dev, and I am joined, as always, by the buyer of all the things, the eater of the hype, Mr. Donnie Reese. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm a little tired. I was thinking to myself, how damn good is that intro? That intro is so good.
I like it. It's lovely.
High quality work. We should maybe record more of these shows. You know?
I mean, you know.
Put all that time to the intro. Don't use it. So
we got to utilize it, man.
Yeah. Definitely should have more of these shows. It's a lot of fun.
If we have free time.
We're slacking. We are definitely slacking on putting this show out. I think we missed April, so we're here for May, and I will damn sure get out there for June because, you know, E3, I'm sure there'll be plenty of stuff to talk about, you know?
Devolver.
Oh, yeah.
The number one publisher.
I mean,
Absolutely.
they are the best.
When it comes to
100%.
E3, it's not close.
It's not close at all.
Not even close. That other voice you hear, always joining us as well, is the JRPG Master. I think you're actually recording a JRPG, the RPG show later tonight, right?
Tomorrow. But yes.
Yes, okay.
They'll start recording tonight, and they won't finish until tomorrow.
That's how an RPG podcast works. It's like at least triple the time of a normal podcast. So maybe like 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah. There's lots of grinding involved.
We'll just be talking about Final Fantasy 14, equivalent to how long Ryan Turford played that game. So it'll be a while.
At least it's not 7.
Jeepers.
Oof.
Hey,
well, that's the next game I'll play.
My cup overfloweth, Dev. I'm done. I'm done with Final Fantasy
your
7.
dirty mouth.
This damn thing's been going on annually for 5-7 years now. It's like enough.
Who cares? Look here.
Enough.
Look here. There's never enough. Okay, you stop it. You get out of here with your nonsense.
It's over.
Okay,
it's been done.
Final Fantasy 7 is never over, sir.
The soundtrack, pretty good, and we note it in our RPG Cave podcast. The top 10 soundtracks, RPG soundtracks.
So is it? Let me guess. It's like Dialine. It's Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7.
You're pretty close.
I mean, you're not wrong. Right. You're not wrong at all.
14's in there somewhere.
Oof.
Yeah. What is your beef, sir? This is an amazing game.
Just I don't know.
Is it PlayStation exclusive? Is it just it's thrown in your? Is it thrown in your face?
I've owned every PlayStation like that it was on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I tried playing it once. I didn't see all what the fuss was about. And then I'm just out. I'm out of it. Like, all right, I'm not in.
And everyone else is in it. And,
I'm just on the outside, playing frisbee myself. I'm like, somebody play Scarlet Nexus. What the hell's going on? Why does everybody keep talking about this
that's
game?
That's a good demo. That's a very good demo.
And then Garrett explains to me that not only are we not getting the part 2, they're just expanding the original. We're just getting more of the original.
Is there anything wrong with that? I don't understand what the problem is. What's the problem?
They're just going to Destiny it. Part 2 will never come. It's just more and more and more expansions.
That's just how much Final Fantasy VII there is, okay? We got the Yuffie expansion. Maybe there'll be a Vincent expansion. I don't know. We can just keep going.
Another one.
Give us a Sid expansion E3, and then part 2, you know?
Another one.
What's the PSP one again? The Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core or whatever?
Crisis Core, yes. Crisis Core, yes.
I want to see that.
Kingdom Hearts. Final Fantasy VII.
Kingdom Hearts will be mashed kind of in together at some point.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Crisis Core. You've got the movie. You got Advent Children, so you can tie that into, you know.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of Final Fantasy VII to go around. You know, we're not in the Final Fantasy VII drop. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of places we can pull from. It's gonna be great.
That's how they're gonna make up the Marvel Avengers revenue. Okay, or yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's true.
They got to make money somehow.
If you're gonna tell me like they've got to make up for that, that makes some sense now. It's like it totally bombs. They're like, do another Final Fantasy VII. Let's do it again. Run it back.
We know the formula. We got the engine. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm here for it, as Elaine would say.
Put Funky Kong in it. Send it back out there. Let's go.
Another $60. Go.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, gentlemen, what's new? We're going to start with you, Donnie. Tell us all about your dope, fast, ridiculous car. So I know that's your probably your favorite new tech. So tell me all about it.
Yeah, man, I bought a Challenger this month. It's been, I think, widely documented on our shows at this point. But yeah, so I got the new car. So a lot of my discretionary funds have been, my disposable income has been put towards that. So I've been buying, getting the exhaust done, making it loud, getting the windows tinted, putting in, I got these diamond pleated floor mats, new stereo system, new backup camera, all that jazz, just doing all the things to my car. So it's been great, man. Love having it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I could do that kind of stuff to my car, but apparently my car is my PC because that's where all my money goes.
I got all my carbon fiber accents.
Oh, you've gotten more carbon fiber.
Yeah, to spec out my trim and everything. Got to do it, man.
Fantastic.
I want to see the end product. Are you not gonna stop like putting all these different things on your car, or is it
Probably
just gonna,
not.
Probably
and some
not.
of the things are like transitionary. So like I bought covers to like black out my lights, and that's only until I can afford to actually swap out the lights. I did swap out the side markers, so I put smoked out side markers on around the car with LEDs, and then I plan on doing the same thing with like the headlights and the taillights at some point. But they're like $800, and then I got to do it myself. Oof. So right now we'll just put covers on them and live with it for a little bit.
Nice. What's your favorite thing that you've done to the car so far?
Probably the exhaust. It's not super loud. It's not like illegal or obnoxiously loud. What's up, D-Life?
Yeah.
I like seeing Daniel in the chat. But it does have like a nice purr, and like when you crank it up, like you can hear it. And that's real nice. And so I was driving around with my wife, and I was like, "So you like it?" And she goes, "I understand why you like it, and that makes me happy."
That's a great way to go about it. That's like the most lawyer answer I can hear.
It's like, I'm happy that you're happy. I understand why you would like it. Now, I will tell you, it does, you live in that new car smell for a bit. Like anytime you get a new car, and it's probably obnoxious to hear people with a new car talk about it, but everybody has that moment where you get a new car, and like I just want to drive. Like more than play video games, more than listen to podcasts. Like there's a lot of times I'm just like, I want to go somewhere. Like I want to go run an errand. I need to go to the post office. It's like, oh, we're out of milk. It's like, I got it. This is why the keys. I'm on it. Because it's just really, really fun. Dev and I have talked about this a lot in Discord and privately, but this is the first car that I've ever owned that I like really wanted to own. Like this is one of this was like a childhood dream of mine. I think we talked about this on DLC at one point. Like if you could have a car, what would you want? I always wanted a muscle car. Like when I grew up, I always wanted a muscle car, or like a really nice, clean, like luxury car, like a Cadillac or a Mercedes or something. And I test drove a lot of them, and then I finally found this one. And the moment I found it, I was like, yeah, I'm buying that. And that was a really good feeling because, it's going to hit differently with everybody depending on their financial situation, I guess, and like how they were raised and whatnot. But the first car I owned was a pickup truck that I bought for $900. If that gives you any inclination of what that was like. And then, like the first car I bought a Kia Rio because it was cheap. I think I got it for like $7,000. And then the car that I bought 10 years ago now, right before college, was a Toyota Camry. And the reason that I bought it is because I had a family, and it's a great car, great gas mileage, like all these practical decisions. The last car that I bought when we started PSVG was a minivan. Like we got a town and country, So
Swagger wagon.
This all comes, and I'm trying to make this short, but like this all came out of my daughter's 14, going on 35, and she'll be driving soon in like 2 years. She's going to high school and everything. And we paid off the van this year. And I was talking to my wife, and I was like, look, we basically have two decisions. Like, we need another car. Like, if we're going to let the daughter drive the van or the Camry or whatever, like if she's going to start driving, we either have to buy her a car, which I laugh at. Like, you wish. If I can't buy me a car, I sure as hell ain't buying you a car. But I was like, or we buy another car and let her drive, like the Camry or something, like the hand-me-down. And so I told her, I was like, we can buy a car now while we can afford it, like we're in a good spot, or we can wait 2 or 3 years and then see what happens then. I was like, but if we buy now, chances are we paid off by then. So when she starts driving, it's not that, we're not worried about it. So we decided to do that. And the big thing was, I was like, for once in my life, I'd really like to buy a car that I really want. Not that we really want, not that the family really wants, not anything like that. Something that I really, really want. So I did. And it was funny because we almost bought this Chevy Sonic, the Nugget, as my wife called it.
The Nugget.
Because
I'd have
even
been
as
so mad at you if you did that.
I test drove 2 Mustangs, I test drove a BMW and a Cadillac, and I wanted the Challenger. That's what I wanted, and I could not find one that I could afford at all. And I was gonna get the Mustang, and then we came across the Chevy Sonic. It was a year old. It was last year's model. It had 19,000 miles on it. This was brand new, and it had excellent safety ratings, and it had all the tech. Right, it had all the gizmos and gadgets and everything in it. It had the beep alarms, like if you're next to something, if you're backing up, it was really, really nice. But it's a little subcompact, right? Yeah, 45 miles a gallon. It's a little tiny car. And even then, the practical, good value, make the good purchase, was creeping in. I was like, maybe I'll just get this, right? I'll just drive this for a few years. We'll kick this can down the road. And my wife was, she's like, no, she's like, you deserve the car that you want to have. She wanted me to buy a Mustang. There's nothing against Mustangs. I like Mustangs. I like older Mustangs. But everybody has a Mustang, right? It doesn't feel as cool. Everybody has a Mustang. And I always call it a girl's muscle car. And I mean that in the nicest way. I don't mean that, but it is a lot of, it's it's a pretty car. It's a pretty car. And they're super fast and everything, but it wasn't really what I wanted. So I got a deal alert for this Dodge Challenger. It came into the shop covered in mud and everything.
Nice.
It had 30,000 miles on it. It was older, but it was just basically never driven. And I jumped on it. I went right to the dealership the next day. They didn't even take it in yet. It had mud in the floorboards. They still had the lady that traded in. It had her McDonald's cup in the cup holder. There's a lady that traded in. It was her car, and she was moving to Alaska. Couldn't take it with her. So she was it was basically her Sunday car. It was her fun car. She just drove it, to have fun. And I looked at it, had some dents and some scratches. I was like, yeah, you fix all this, shine it up, and I'll take it. We can do this today. They're like, you sure? I was like, oh yeah. Because it was it was 8,000 or 9,000 less than the next option. So it was just so discounted that it put it into my wheelhouse, and I was like, yeah, we'll snatch this up right now. So I did, and then they delivered it, and the rest was history. So I'll keep throwing stuff at it to get it right. I will tell you this: you can talk about some cool. I mean, it's tech, but it's not electronic tech. Dude, I have dumped insane amounts of funds into car detail stuff. I've got all the car detail stuff. I've got ceramic wax. I've got all the wipes. I've got all the things. I've got this foam cannon. Have you seen these things?
No.
Oh, dude. So it's basically my garage can be an auto detail shop at this point. So I got this foam cannon. It's like a dispenser. You put all the soap in, you screw it into a pressure washer, and then it foams at the car wash, the car. So you don't have to mix buckets and make buckets and then use it just takes all of the work out of it. And I got the special McGuire's soap that has the wax infused into the soap, so you don't have to hand wax. And dude, 2 times a week, I'm out there washing my car. My kids are like, "This is nuts. He's never washed the car before. He's out here washing the car all the time." And Jack's like, "I think you." He said something. He said it was a joke. He's like, "I think you love this car more than you do us." It's like, you're not wrong. Hey,
you're not wrong,
away.
son. This is dad life right here.
Don't go away, son.
Don't
true
breathe
dad life.
So I'm out there. I'm washing the car. I'm waxing the car. It's got chrome rims, which I've never had. I didn't realize how much upkeep chrome takes. So I've got all the chrome polish, and I've got the buffers and everything, because they'll pit and they'll rust. If you leave water on them and stuff like that, you can't do that. So yeah, it's sapping into my extra time, to say the least, Dev.
He's like, I can't play Game Pass anymore. I've got to go clean my car.
Sometimes.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong. I got a cover, to keep it out of the sun. I've never done that before.
Wow. He is serious about this car, and I'm here for it.
Feels so good.
You know,
The other thing that I
congrats.
did get that I got many months ago, but we never talked about it. Dude, I got the AirPods.
Oh yeah.
See, you would have to. Why aren't you using them now? You should be using them now. They're so great.
Should.
So
They are
amazing.
that great. They're amazing. They're amazing.
Trash.
I don't know what do you
Trash.
trash? They're incredible.
It's Apple.
got-
I can't.
bet they're
I can't
great.
condone it. I believe it. They're probably real nice.
They're incredible. I got the AirPod Pros, the ones with the noise cancellation, and it makes everything better. Waxing the car better, washing the car better, cutting the grass better. Everything's better with the AirPods because I can literally just tune out the rest of the world and listen to my podcast or my music. And I was a believer. I jumped on my lawnmower and turned it on, and then I pressed that button. Lawnmower motor went away.
Gone.
I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. I'm sitting on it. it's the motor's 2 feet away from me. How do they do this? It's like magic.
Yeah, I'm glad you invested in some higher quality earbuds because now you understand. So I'm very happy with you for that. Just said it had to be Apple product.
I got an adapter. I can listen to them on my Switch. I found out
nice.
I can
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to them
yeah.
on my PlayStation 5. 'Cause The
Yep.
adapter is USB-C. No,
Yep.
no, I just put the adapter in and connect to it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's
not PlayStation 5 doesn't have the regular Bluetooth. You can't
Oh,
connect
okay.
regular Bluetooth headsets, so you have to use an adapter.
I see.
So,
And I got this little adapter for the Switch, so it's like really thin. It literally just snaps right onto the face of the PlayStation 5. You barely even see it. You know, it's not like some dongle with a cord or anything like that. It's just this little piece. It's quite good. It's been a lot of fun.
yeah.
You have an
I'll tell
Android
you-
phone, right? Okay, and you just play with that, and it's
Yep.
totally fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what my boss. He's a super Apple guy, and he was like, "You're using those with your phone?" I was like, "Yeah, just Bluetooth. Click, go."
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend
I mean,
who
it
works
makes
for
sense.
Google who actually has a Pixel and he uses the AirPods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have like the Google Buds, but like I don't
Mm-hmm.
see anyone using those or anyone
either.
buying those.
I saw a few Stadia folks that got them.
Well, those are
Oh,
few and
yeah,
far between.
Poor Chase.
There's still Stadia folks. Those people still exist. Is that still a thing?
We
There
got a
might be
question.
20 people in the U.S. Yeah.
I tried to
Yeah,
bring a
I
news
just-
story about Stadia, and I googled it, and the only thing that popped up that's like recent is like 10 days ago. Somebody wrote an article, and the article was titled, "Google says Stadia is doing great, and we don't believe them." That was the title of the article. I was like, poor
man.
Stadia. But now, hey, look, they're chugging along. They're getting third-party games. They're adding a
I mean,
pro.
they're
Like,
running it.
They're doing what it is they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta wonder because my boy that works for Google, we were talking about that a little bit when I was in New York, and he was just like, yeah, apparently Google's mantra is to just put out the least viable product. Like, what do we need to do just to get it out there? And that's exactly what Stadia is. They did just the bare minimum to get it out there, and then if it takes off, they'll dump more money into it. If it doesn't take off, it's just like, oh well, it'll be here until apparently it fades away into obscurity. So I don't know how much longer Stadia will be around. Maybe they'll sell the tech to somebody because it still works. It's still probably the best streaming out there. It's just
Yep.
the service and the way they have it set up is just Stadia is dead. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Stadia is dead. For you Stadia people, I'm sorry. Hope you enjoy it while it lasts. But for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much dead.
I hope they don't sell. I would hate to see them shut it down because that was everybody's biggest worry at the beginning, and I would hate to see that come to fruition.
I think right now they're definitely doing the absolute bare minimum. Just keep it floating. It's like, guys, it's not like relevant now, but once we get enough games and once we get enough third-party support, maybe we'll
Yeah.
get somewhere. But I think they're just
Did
keeping it
Ubisoft-
a download right now.
Did Ubisoft Plus ever come to Stadia?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and they've got games. It's not like
They
they've
got
even-
Cyberpunk.
Yes, but they've had some of like the bigger third party games come like day and date still. Like,
Yep.
so they're still getting games. I don't think they're making like deals. I don't think they're paying people
Yeah.
$10 million to get
No.
the game over there.
They're not being competitive. Yeah.
Yeah, but the platform is there. I'd love to see numbers. I would love to know what the player base is right now because it's got to be like
Low.
minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very low.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. It is what it is. Any new check on your end, Garrett? Anything cool since we last talked in March?
Well, I got engaged, so there's that since
Oh, that's
since
right.
There's a
March.
big old
Congrats,
tech.
congrats.
It's a big old tech that one wears on their hand.
Right?
Yes,
to go get.
it's a very, very big tech. Probably the most expensive tech I've ever bought. Yes. Yeah. So other than that, nothing of note with tech wise. I rewired my streaming setup and my HDMI splitter. Now I can actually have access to it in the middle of my desk compared to like all three different things all around my desk. So there's
Hallelujah.
Did you get the
There's-
Velcro straps and
Yeah.
tie everything up? And nice.
Yeah,
Thank
Velcro
God.
straps. I'm tying some stuff up. The thing is, Dev, I think it would be a massive project for you. The wiring. I mean, I tried to like tie this up as the best I can. There's just too many wires.
Yeah, I understand. I've got a ton of wires my damn self, so I
You
get
need
it.
the tube.
I got some tubes. I just need like a box or something. One of those wire boxes. Just like, okay, set it down there on the floor. Like I don't know. There's just so many wires.
Attach it underneath the desk and just run everything underneath the desk in a little like cup holder type thing. That's where I have the majority of my cables.
I could. Well, I can't actually because the way my desk is, it's kind of like there's a board at the back of the desk that goes like pretty far deep, so I can't really do much with that. And I have
Put a hole in it.
it's a very short desk too, and I'm gonna sell it once I
Talking
move
about, man,
out.
you got a drill? We can do a lot with that.
I'm sure we could do a lot with it.
All
but
I'm hearing is obstacles. But
I
there are
know.
ways of overcoming them.
I just don't want to break my desk right before I move or anything like that. It's fine. It's functional. I got my two screens right here. I got this right here, and I can switch platform to platform and stream out both of these monitors pretty well now. So that's good.
Fantastic.
The next thing I'm going to do today, this is a long time coming. I'm going to... All of these.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the trade-in. Let's
See
go.
what they are. Hang on. Turn. Let me see the spines. All right. Let's see here. Get closer. All right,
Final
wait.
Fantasy
Shadow
Type
Colossus
0,
Death,
Devil May Cry.
Blasphemous Remastered, Persona 5 Strikers. Is that the special edition or
I have
is
the
this a
steel
royal?
book. No. That's Persona 5 Strikers. That's just
7.
yeah.
All right, Dev. Let's take a guess on what he's gonna get. You're trading these in at
Yeah.
GameStop?
I've already looked up the price and trade in, so I know the value.
Is there any specials or deals going on right now?
No.
Hang on.
You're getting like $37.
Hang on. Plus 10%. I'm gonna go with $104.
104.
I think you're close.
Wow.
It's going to be around $85.
Yeah, but I added on about 10%. Are you a Power Up Rewards member?
Yeah, I'm including power up rewards.
So when you
and
trade
everything.
them in, usually like they'll have bonuses if you trade in more that you won't get on the app. So let me know what you get at the end. Because every time I'll go in and I'll be like 85 and it's like here's $96. I'm like, So let me know.
Sounds
I
good.
can't do it.
Guys, like 80% of these games, like they're on the PS5.
They're on the
like,
PS5 plus, yeah.
collection. So I'm like, yeah, trade those in. Shadow of Colossus, it's on sale for $10 on right now.
Normally,
PSN.
for a lot of those classic like good ones, Days Gone, Uncharted 4, stuff like that, like they're usually going like $8.
Yeah,
So that's what I did.
surprised.
I did 8 times 12 and I added 10%. That was kind of my guess.
that's a pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good guess for sure. So I can't wait to get rid of a lot of those games. There's some Xbox games that I need to get rid of too that I have now because of Game Pass, and it's going to be there for a while, like Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order. I got Mass Effect Andromeda for like $2 at one point. So I'm like, okay, let me just trade that in.
Yeah, I only have 15, 20 physical games at this point. I've gone all digital mostly.
Most of my physical games now Switch. That's it.
Switch stuff. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
Same here. I've barely got any physical games. There's maybe 10. And they're all super old PS4 stuff.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get rid of them. Maybe I won't. I always see like $1, $2. I'm like, that's not enough money to get me out of bed.
yeah.
It's not even Destiny. You can't even trade in.
Wow.
Destiny has no trade value. You can't trade that one in.
It's like GTA 5 has like just nominal trade. It's like $3.
Yeah.
Like just get it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
it's not enough to get me to drive to GameStop.
Sure.
So, and even then, I'd probably still rather trade them in at Best Buy just to get the Best Buy points because I don't do enough business at GameStop. So,
Yeah. I think GameStop will be more value, right? I don't know.
well,
sometimes it is.
Yeah, they'll give you more for the games.
I
But if
see.
you have a Best Buy rewards card, you will get a bonus in points that'll come later just for trading them in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So-
You usually end up getting double the whatever the trade-in value is. If you're, I think, an elite member, you get double the trade-in value. In
Oh, if you're
rewards
an
on
elite
points or
member.
whatnot.
So that's a little bit okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my digital future though. It's like it's dwindling. The
so
physical
glorious.
collection is dwindling, and now everything's on the PC or on my hard drives of Xbox. And
As I say, now you're going to
PS5.
need more hard drives.
that's
Over
true.
to my
exactly.
territory, you need more storage.
Or you just
not
delete
wrong.
the crap you're not
No,
playing.
no, you need more.
If
can't
you got
do
fast
that,
enough
Dev.
internet, it
do
doesn't
that.
matter.
Dev, you can't do that.
Can.
No.
I do it all the time.
You need
You have to-
Anything I'm not
digital
playing,
collection.
yeetus, deletus. Gone. And then when I want to play it again, we can re-download it. My internet's fast enough. We're
Yeah,
good.
but then I can't show you all of the tiles that I have digitally.
No.
It's all the
Nobody's
titles
looking.
right there. It's
Yeah.
I
it's
mean,
all
you
nice.
can't show you. You can't show you
Exactly.
all the
It makes
time.
me
No, 'cause
feel
you're not-
warm and
nobody else is
fuzzy.
looking at it.
When no, you say that, I take pictures of my screen all the time. You don't know that.
I do know that. I do know that.
I got 2 hard drives right next to me right now. 2 external hard drives ready to go.
When can we use the thumbstick whatever for PlayStation 5, Dev? What the hell's going on, man?
Never. Never. They're not turning that on. They don't care.
June.
They don't believe in it.
They don't care about us. They don't believe in generations. They don't believe in internal storage. They don't believe in
It's going to
FPS
become one of those.
boosts.
It's going to become one of those mythical ports that we've
Yeah.
had over the years.
Yeah.
Like
What
they
does
had
this
them
port do?
before it.
Somebody's gonna get one and be like, "What is this? What is this? What is this port here? What does this do?"
I'm afraid
Nobody
at some
knows.
point we're just going to get a tweet from Tom Warren. He's like, "I decided to put it in, and it just works now, guys." like they're not.
Yeah, I
gonna
know,
tell
right?
me-
I put in this brand new 4th gen Western Digital black drive, and it just worked. I
works.
don't know. They stealth dropped the port, guys.
PlayStation be like, "Oh yeah, we did that."
Oh, we forgot to tell you. Sorry.
We forgot to mention we turned on the drive. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Maybe E3, if they even do an E3 thing, I'm
Yeah,
sure
they're
it'll
not
be
doing
some
E3.
weird state of play.
Oh, they're
2
just
weeks
gonna,
after EA goes. I don't know.
it's gonna be a tweet at like
PlayStation
2 in the
does
morning in the middle of July.
Gonna
Something
be
like
buried in patch notes. The
PlayStation
PlayStation
knows
5 is
what they
patch
want, when they want.
5.101, right in at the very bottom.
It would be
Expandable
top
memory.
stability, more stability, and then near the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a little asterisk. May work for some people, may not work for others, or some nonsense.
You have to type in a code.
You have to sign up on a reservation list. We're randomly
Right.
selecting people.
You have to go on a queue every day.
PlayStation Direct queue for turning on the port, the external port. Yeah. Oh my god.
What's your username?
PlayStation. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's funny. My son was recording over 2 hours of a Spider-Man gameplay and ate the entire drive. Yeah, it'll
course
do
it
that.
did. That's
It'll
a
do
lot.
that. Yeah.
2 hours. Are you recording
Especially-
it locally?
Yeah.
No.
It'll eat it up.
Yeah, you got to stream that out. You
Nonsense.
get that off the console. Don't record locally like that.
Yeah.
That's too much.
a
At
bad
least
idea.
get a
Especially 4K
capture
footage.
card. Like get a capture
Yeah.
card like an AverMedia that will record external if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that PlayStation, it ain't got no space. You're you're not recording locally to that thing. That's
You know,
a
for
bad
all we
idea.
talked about it, I got to tell you, I'm not even using it. Like that space is not even an issue for me because it's like sure,
Future proofing, man.
Yeah.
You got it.
yeah, I will get
Yeah.
to play Ratchet.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
go
wait.
play Ratchet. It'll be great. I can't wait for Ratchet. I'm excited about that one. I'm usually not a platformer guy, but yeah. Be good stuff.
Get that PlayStation exclusive.
Oh yeah, that's why you get a PlayStation, right?
Did you
for
watch
the
that video I
exclusives.
posted?
Which one?
The Horizon from the Keef crew or whatever.
Nah. I didn't watch that.
Damn it. Never mind.
I've had my fill of Horizon videos, to be perfectly honest. I don't
Oh
know
no,
what's-
it's like a joke video. It's like a comedy bit. It's really funny. It's really funny. Like he sprayed water all over himself. He's like talking to himself. It reminds me of like a Ron Funches bit. And yeah, he's like, let me tell you about the graphics. He's like, what about the graphics? He's like, dude, the graphics. And every time it snaps back to him, he's getting like more and more sweatier. And it's so funny. It's like a Key and Peele skit. Somebody shared it in another forum that I'm a part of, and I was dying laughing. I was watching. I was like, this is funny as hell.
Wow. I may have to watch that later.
At one point, he was like, "You know what the best part is?" And he was like, "What?" He's like, "It's a PlayStation exclusive." And he starts smiling, laughing like this evil laugh, like he starts spinning in circles, laughing. And then he comes out of the bathroom holding a Series S. He's like, "Why does this have anything to do with me?" It's really really funny. You guys gotta watch it. Gotta watch it.
Sounds good.
We'll see. Now, as far as my tech goes, I got a new monitor, which I'm very happy about.
Oh, I'm so jealous, man. I want it. I saw it.
Got that Lenovo Ultra Gear. What is it? 27 GP 950. So I have a 4K 144 hertz monitor that has HDMI 2.1, so I can play all the games in 4K 120 that don't exist on PlayStation, because I don't even know if there are any at this point.
I don't think so.
But it's nice. It's real nice. It's really smooth. That's not gonna happen. You already know I'm not getting a Series X. It's not gonna happen.
You should just get it.
No,
it's for game tech purposes.
No. You know? If Donnie's gonna go ahead and foot the bill, yeah, sure.
Hey,
if PSVG's paying for it,
don't threaten me. If that's what it takes to get you on the Empire, you never know.
Oh god. I've had an Xbox. It collected dust, much like your PlayStation did. Like it just sat there. It just sat.
That's sad,
dude. I haven't turned it on like a month. Like it's been a minute. I just look at it and I'm like, why did I do this?
The funny thing with my Xbox, when I had the Series X, like I hadn't played it. I let one of my boys borrow it to play Gears of War 5, and he was the last person to play it before I sold it. I just didn't play it. Like. Most of the stuff that I wanted to play on Xbox, I just booted it up on PC and called it a day. Mm-hmm. It just didn't. There just isn't enough there that I want to play personally. So I've just never played it.
Okay. So. If you got your third party in PlayStation, sure. Yeah. If you don't like Game Pass, if you don't like real value, I mean, sure.
Yeah. Okay. And if you don't want 120 frames or all of your games to run better or anything like that,
or a great controller,
PC.
Yeah.
Well, I have the controller. I have the controller. It's lovely, but I'm sorry. Anytime I play anything that doesn't use the DualSense now, I'm just like, it just.
That's okay. You send me that Elite. I'll take it off your hands.
No, I still need a controller for my PC.
Use the DualSense.
No, you can't have that. It doesn't work as well. That's just the thing. Like the DualSense, they don't do all of the functions. So I'd rather just keep one.
I thought it was like fully compatible on PC and stuff now.
Not quite.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, plus, like, what developers are they're not doing stuff for the DualSense on PC, so you're not getting all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this monitor is great. It's fast. The colors are accurate. You can really feel the smoothness. Like, just everything. It feels so much smoother. The colors look so much like more. They're just more realistic. It looks a lot better than
it's 4K.
What I've been at. Yeah, 4K, 144. Yeah, HDR 600. VR.
All monitors do really
stuff. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, 1 millisecond response time, so you don't really get any ghosting. It supports AMD FreeSync and G-Sync, and I don't need to do any fiddling to use it. It just works, because like my old monitors, they were AMD. They did FreeSync and they were G-Sync compatible. Yeah, so I had to always fiddle with it to get it to work properly. But this one, everything just works great. No tearing. It's lovely. I played a couple of PC games, played some Destiny, played Biomutant on it as well. Because I got Biomutant for $3. It was
that's
fantastic.
Still insane to me. Oh my gosh. You came at the right time.
Yeah.
I was there. I was 5 minutes too late.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. I'll try it. Screw it. So yeah, let's do it. So yeah, it worked out. So $3 for Biomutant, and it looks really, really good on this monitor. I was surprised that I could actually run it in 4K and actually get 60 frames, because I'm still running the freaking GTX 1080.
Oh, so, I got 1080 Ti going.
Yeah.
I know that there are reviews coming for GPUs this week. That's all I can say.
Well, yeah, there's going to be the 3080 Ti and then the 3070 Ti that's coming out. Yeah,
sometime this week. I'll be on vacation, but you guys enjoy.
I don't even care. I've stopped paying
Yeah,
attention to most GPU stuff because you
the
can't
hype
find
is
them. It's
gone,
like, what's the
dude.
point?
It's been
Really?
It's
passed.
just completely gone.
Yeah,
Just
I
because you
just
can't get them?
we
Pretty
can't get
much.
them, and it's a high price. We already got our consoles, like
Yeah.
so. It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
another thing. I mean, like I feel like my 1080 Ti still holds up really well on
Yeah.
all the games that I want to play on PC. Like I don't need ray tracing or RTX or whatever. I can still play 1440p at like 120 frames on a lot of my games. So
Yeah.
I'm totally
Same.
fine.
Yeah. When I dropped down Biomutant to 1440, it was 120, no problem. So it's just like, I could get a new graphics card. I probably won't buy one until it literally is just sitting on the shelf and I can walk in
Yeah.
and get one. But otherwise, like the hype is gone. Like it's just kind of left. Like you
I'm
had that build up, couldn't
we
get them,
need
still can't get them.
yeah.
It's just like, well, I'll put that money into something else. And now I have a PS5 and a new monitor and all that stuff. So it's just like, well, I'll get one when I get one.
1H1D says I know a lot about this monitor and I'm super jelly. You're definitely not wrong. When I hear the checklist, the dev going down, it's like, all right, it has this and that and that, and I'm like, please, that's just I need a monitor like that. The TV is logged, so I need my own monitor to take advantage of my systems. I'm like, I really need
Yeah,
one.
yeah. It's
Eventually.
real nice. Yeah, and I'm still like contemplating back and forth getting a TV too, like just to have in my space to be able to play. Just cause, why not, right? But I
Of course.
always, every time I move my console to the television and I try to play on the television, I'm just like, oh my god, why is it so big? Why is everything so far away? It drives me nuts. So it's always hard to actually get used to playing on a TV, and I just don't know if I can do it. I'm used to just all right in front of me.
Yeah.
So maybe that 43-inch not Asus Gigabyte monitor.
That one seems a little weird though. It's like if you put that on a computer desk, it is way
Oh,
too big.
it would go on the wall. It wouldn't go on. It wouldn't
Yeah.
go on the desk. It would go
Yeah.
on the wall. Yeah. HDR 1000,
How much are those?
VRR, all that good stuff. It's normally 1,200. But it
Yeah.
goes on sale for about 1,000. Yeah.
I'd love to replace my ultra wide with like an actual, like a small 4K TV or something like that, if I could. Like to have a blend, because I don't want to spend like what you guys are spending on a monitor, but I would maybe take advantage of games if I had, a display or something like that.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
I might.
No, you wouldn't. No, you would just go sit down at the couch that's
Probably.
behind it and play on the TV. So just use your ultra wide. Use it for your work. Play a game occasionally, and
Multitasking.
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, it's usually just Steam demos, early access stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you use Wallpaper Engine by any chance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that thing. Oh
Yeah.
man. it's
No, I did
beautiful.
a whole thing on that like 4 years ago. I've done the wallpaper engine for a long. I've got like 1,000 wallpapers on my computer. I got the thing going
rotating.
all
Much
the
like
time.
your themes and things of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, the wallpaper engine is amazing.
Good stuff. All right. Well, let's get into some news, guys. Let's go ahead and transition out all the wonderful things we've got and get into some rumors, some nonsense, some shenanigans, and let's start with what you got, Garrett. So you said Ars Technica. What are we talking about here?
Well, that's the article that came from. Valve is making a Switch-like portable gaming PC. This is a rumor that's going around, and this article is packed, and it's been supported by multiple sources. They go into a little bit more detail in this article. So Valve is secretly building a portable PC to run a large number of Steam PC games via Linux. Now, I don't know what large number means. It could be 100 games. It could be 1,000 games. I'm not sure what large means. And it could launch by year's end. And so one of the operators of one of the, I guess, websites or whatever figured out in the Steam's code that the device could be named the Steam Pal, which that's not a bad name, I guess. And they try to link it back to an interview with Gabe Newell. He's in New Zealand, by the way. You know how he got in New Zealand? he got trapped there with COVID, and he's decided to stay there.
Yeah.
And that's very smart because that was the safest country in the whole world. So,
Yeah, not a bad move at all.
hmm so he had an interview at one of the high schools, I think, and he said, "You will have a better idea by the end of this year, and it won't be the answer you expect." That's one of the questions. I guess he was hinting at, like a new idea or new something coming out for Steam. So that's what his response was. Steam Pal will go a similar route with like the Switch, but with the system on a chip is likely coming from Intel or AMD, not NVIDIA. So it'll be I guess, in graphics chip with either from Intel or AMD. There is a prototype version that's out and floating around, and it's quite wide compared to the Switch, which I found interesting. They said that's probably accommodates some control options for certain PC games. And then the second to last point, the Steam Pal's touchpad is likely smaller than the pair of touchpads that's on the Steam controller. Have you guys seen the Steam controller? It's kind of weird. I have it.
It's definitely weird.
I got it for like $8 or something, but those circle pads don't do it for me at all. Like I try to play a game with that. It's like, no, I'm good. So we'll see how that goes. And also, it's the rumor is the Steam Pal's Switch-like properties will include some form of dock to large monitors via a USB Type-C port, which is not surprising whatsoever. There's no information on like screen, battery life, form factor, anything like that, controls. That's pretty much what we got. So that's a very recent article. What do you guys think of a Steam Pal or a portable PC coming from Valve? Because we do see a lot of these coming from third-party Chinese companies, and they're pretty expensive, and then they're kind of clunky. They have some issues with it, but a lot of people are buying them. Like relative to their project goals, they're 10 times more successful than what they aim in their Indiegogo projects or whatever. So people really want this stuff. So what do you guys think?
Well, remember at CES a couple of years ago, I played with the little Dell prototype thing that is basically like a Switch. And I have to say, like it in that little closed environment, it worked really well. The controller felt good. Like it literally was just like a Dell Switch. So it docked. It had this little controller that looked just like the little dog thing, little dog face controller that the Switch comes with. And it ran really smooth. It was running on Intel, and I think NVIDIA supplied the GPU. And you had it. They had it in docked mode, and you saw it on the TV, and it looked great. It felt great. It was nice and smooth. And they also had it portable where you could play it that way, and it worked fine. Like it worked great. So there's definitely a market for it. I mean, you've got tons of people. I mean, you think about the people with the Switch. And if you could take your Steam library anywhere you wanted with you like that, in a device that actually ran, I mean, there's definitely a market for it. It's just a matter of getting it at a price point that people are willing to pay. Like, I just don't know.
That's the scary part.
Yes.
Yeah, if there's an audience that's willing to pay $1,200-$1,300 for a portable
Definitely
PC
not.
like that.
And if they start making, even if they cut it to say, let's say it was $700.
Can you do that for $700?
That's the question. Like, how much tech can you get in there for $700? Can you run Steam games, the Steam games that people want to play at a reasonable level to do that? Because when he said it wasn't going to be what you expect, I saw that quote when it came out a few weeks ago, and my immediate thinking was like, are they doing something streaming? Like, is it going to have a streaming component that lets you bridge the tech gap there? Like, you can play, and that's what I was wondering, like, some games, you can play some games locally, or you can stream some games if you have network. Maybe Steam's going to do something, GeForce kind of, where you can stream your entire Steam.
They already have Steam Link on your phones. Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. Actually, one of the third-party handhelds, the cheapest model is $800, and it runs Cyberpunk. Like, it can get to that level. But like, I think what they really need with Valve is a good price point, and I think it's going to have to be $700. I'm thinking $600 or $500. Make a loss on this. Let this be a passion project and let an audience come out.
No, they're not going to do that.
Well, I think that's what they're going to have to do to get an audience. Like if they have $900 or something like that, yeah, it's going to be a few selected people, and that's just going to be their goal. It's like, okay, we're going to just give this to a few select premium people that really want this. But they want to be competitive.
The Steam machines is they didn't like it was never they never took the loss to like be competitive like in the actual marketplace.
That's true.
Just wanted to have an option available for folks.
I think Steam Machine was a little bit of a different situation, only because I feel like they just threw out the idea to third-party partners. And it's like, okay, let them design the best form factor console with our Steam Machine and see how it goes. It felt like a throwaway once it launched.
I have a lot of concerns because like even the controller that you brought up, like we've seen Steam do this a few times. And like I don't expect that they're going to be so competitively priced on this that it's actually going to even try to compete with the Switch even on the margins.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see that being possible.
I don't think it's going to compete on the Switch. I totally agree with that. But I'm interested to see what it looks like. I'm interested to see how the UI is, because the third party stuff, it's just a desktop and it's just so clunky. It's so
small, and you got a little mouse with your little thumbstick. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah, nobody wants that. They really need a good UI with this and good controls
for dock mode for sure, or for handheld mode for sure.
Yeah,
I would hope the dock mode is Windows. Like if I'm docking it should just be Windows.
So,
no, I still want a full system UI. I mean, but that's the console player in me. Like, if I had the only interest that I would personally have in something like this is sales deals, like being able to take advantage of, having access to so many games that are so financially available. I wouldn't mind having a platform for that, but that platform would have to come with, a console-like experience for Steam. If it's Windows and Steam's doing all the Steam things and the workshop and the, never mind. But, it's probably not for me. So,
yeah.
I definitely think if they want to try to make this marketable, they're going to have to give out UI in a good marketplace of games. So like, hey, here are the games that will work really well with this thing. And then if you have streaming, you can have your whole library ready to go.
I wonder if could they potentially partner with Xbox to like have the Game Pass app included or GeForce Now or anything like that?
GeForce is a whole other beast.
I mean, because essentially it's PC, right?
Yeah.
Like you just open up to letting Game Pass on it, so you could either stream Game Pass, which you can already do, or if it's capable, you could run some games locally via Game Pass on the little portable machine.
I think with the Steam app they already have with like other devices, even on PC, they have their own Steam Home type of thing, and this is based on Linux. I find they want to tear apart from Windows, like a lot. From this, they want to separate themselves from it, and they already have Xbox games on Steam, so they just want that Steam library ecosystem to carry out handheld.
And then you'd have to imagine it'd be only controller supported games.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be very hard to do. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to get mouse and keyboard on this device.
Maybe that's a restriction that they put on the store that you can, it's only compatible with controller games.
They already do this with Steam Link. If you do it on your phone or through another device through the TV, they already have like these are controller support games. You can play these on your library. So
it's a very interesting concept. I gotta wonder, like my thoughts go to like cooling and battery life.
Yeah.
If you're running Cyberpunk, and you're running it in a good frame rate, 60 frames, you're running it at like 1080p.
I just feel like 60 frames.
If you're not, what's the point? Get out of here.
Yeah, you're definitely not running.
I don't even pay attention for less than 60.
30 frames. The resolution can be bogged down pretty well and still be crisp on the screen. So I'm fine with 720p. If you get a nice
OLED screen or something with 720, then you better give me 60 frames. Damn it.
No, I still don't think that's going to happen.
It's actually surprising how much capability the Intel and AMD and graphics cards have now. I think Cyberpunk is still one of the most optimized big third-party games too. There's no way in hell Ubisoft games and like Call
Oh
of
my
Duty
God, no.
is like
No.
just say goodbye. Cyberpunk is probably the ceiling with this
Well,
type of
COD
handheld.
actually runs really well. Like the latest one,
Oh, really?
that one actually ran really well. It was very well optimized. But yeah, anything Ubisoft, you can kiss it goodbye. That's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
But then again, and then there's my question: like, if this isn't for the PC crowd, who is like, I want frames and stuff, who is it for then? I can't imagine somebody with the Steam library wanting to play on the go with this and then dropping it to 30 frames. I feel like that's just like
they'd rather have a laptop.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. That's where I'm thinking. Like, if I'm gonna spend $800-900 on something like this, and it's only gonna get me 720p, it's only gonna get me 30 frames. I'm not sure how great the battery life is or whatnot. Then I can just get a laptop. Like,
You're not that far
laptops
away
are portable enough.
from a Razer 15 with a 20 card in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally agree with you.
I
Laptops
mean,
are pretty affordable and pretty
Ubisoft
mobile.
says it right here. If you don't have 120 frames per second, 4K HDR, I'm out. I'm out.
It is. That's an interesting way of going because I mean I'm sure not everybody, but I mean that is kind of Steam's. That's the audience they cater to. And,
I disagree with that. I really do. Most of Steam's library or PC people, the average GPU card is a 1050.
Yeah, it is.
Most people go into multiplayer type of games or older games that have less graphic capabilities on Steam, or they put their textures so low, like low to medium, that it can run pretty okay on a 1050.
I was more coming from like a Steam premium product type of vantage. Like I don't think those people with the 1050 in their card that just play, games on the weekend, I don't think they're going to buy an $800 portable. I think like you're catering to a specific customer within Steam with this type of thing, and I think that audience is somebody that cares about that performance, that wants that. I don't know how much, like how I guess the right way of putting it, and I don't PC games, so maybe this is way out of place, but like how many casual Steam players are interested in paying above $500 for something? That seems like
they're gonna have to sell it.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to sell it pretty well. So,
are you trying to cater to the Nintendo crowd on PC to get those people who are usually playing the 1080p games or whatnot?
The idea, like you
on
see
the 1050,
Switch,
like
you see the Switch, and you're like, people really want to play games on the go, so let's make a product for that. But there's a lot more to it than that. It's not, they don't just want to play games on the go, right? They want to play them well. They want to play them affordably. Like then you got to talk about the types of games that the Switch has that caters to that person versus Steam. Like there's a lot more to it than, oh, the Switch is doing well, I guess people want a portable, so let's make a portable. And I hope that's not what Valve is doing. I mean, I think they're smarter than that.
No, I think they're thinking other people are trying to do this. Let's think about this idea and see how it goes. Even in the article, it says, hey, this is all rumors. They can shut this project down whenever they think that it's not going to go through. So we'll see if it becomes successful. I think, the one negative is they don't have Nintendo games, right? They don't have first party support or anything like that. But they have, what Switch has is a lot of third party games that could easily run on a Steam PAL that could do cross save and cross progression to their computer. And if someone wants to be in that ecosystem of, hey, you're traveling, you're on the go, and you have this extra little thing, I understand a laptop would be probably ideal if it's like $1,200-ish. But if you can have like a $600, and that's what I'm thinking, a $600 price point. $800's pushing it, I think.
There's still lots of games, indie games, JRPGs and stuff like that have that, like that Vita crowd. There was a crowd, and that crowd buys lots of games.
Yes.
So I would be interested in it. I think at the right price if the tech was good. Just because
if it had the right price and Tunic launched on it, Donnie would be all over it.
Oh yeah, for
Tunic came with it.
Because I do like that, and it's not like crazy different than like an iPad or something. Like I would appreciate something with built-in controls more than anything else. But yeah, my first and foremost, my concern is that it's just like another experimental Valve thing, and it's like how much do they stick with it? Like it seems like the Steam Link people really like that one. But like we got the controller, we got the Steam machines. Like they just kind of do this, and it's, like do they put it out there and it's really cool for a year, and then you just never hear about it again, and like it never really gets updated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did
you guys ever look into like the Valve Index or anything like that? Their VR headset.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't. I'm not a big VR guy.
I did when I was like buying my Oculus and stuff. I was looking around. I mean, I can never afford like the premium options, of course.
So is it out? I don't know anything about the Valve Index.
Oh,
so
I don't remember anymore. I didn't know you were going to ask me, but I remember looking.
I feel like it's got to be, right. I know the Vive is. Is the Index not? I thought it was.
Yeah, there's people that have videos.
So
reviews
Valve
and
is,
stuff,
sorry, the Vive is HTC. Valve Index. I just want.
Like it's out.
It's out. It's $1,000. It's $1,000, and I think people like it. I mean, the Valve Index headset. Oh no, the full.
As of December 2019, 6% of VR units connected to Steam are Valve Index sets. That really kind of sums up my concern with this idea.
Yeah.
It's anytime Steam is like, hey, we're building hardware, like that's my first thought. It's like, all right.
I mean, it looks
we'll
like
see how it goes.
It looks like it's a good system. It's just a matter of, that price tag. Is anybody really going to be able to put down $1,000 for
not when you
just
can
the
plug
VR
in
experience?
an Oculus and have the same experience?
Yeah,
because I imagine you get the Valve Index, but do you also have to have a PC for it to work on? Or is it its own standalone?
No.
You have to have
you're
a
looking
PC.
at $1,000 and then a powerful enough PC to actually push the hardware. So you're looking at a very niche crowd there.
For sure.
And like with the Oculus, you can plug it in and stream or beam games from your PC to the Oculus and still play in VR and everything without
the Oculus Quest, is that what it's called? That's the one that's by itself.
Yeah,
like you don't need anything. That's actually kind of cool.
Like I played Alex.
You need Facebook.
Facebook.
I played Alex on it on that little Quest unit because I just had a plug, and then we set it up where I could stream it wirelessly. I streamed Alex from my computer to my headset wirelessly, and was playing cord free. It was nuts.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's like $300. Like, why would you spend $1,000 when you totally have that available?
So that's the one thing I'm thinking of: price point, battery life, and what the screen is. Yeah.
Garrett's just over there, surrounded by Vitas, Switches, Retro Pockets, Steam. He's like, give me all of the portable game screens, 3DSs,
and then tripping over all of his cords.
This can be streamed out into a monitor. Isn't that cool, guys? Come on.
You and your damn handhelds.
I get
a laptop, you bum.
Hold on. I got a PlayStation TV. Hold on.
Oh man. Handhelds. I haven't really enjoyed a handheld since the Game Boy Advance SP. That was the last true handheld that I liked.
You're a monster.
That's sad, actually.
I don't go anywhere to play portably. That's the thing. Anytime I've ever gone on vacation, I had a Vita for a little bit. I had a PSP. I would go places on vacation, and they'd never come out the case. Like I don't know what it is, but typically when I'm out and I'm places, if I have a console with me, it never gets touched. It's just, I don't know.
Same thing for me. The only times I do play it on vacation is airplane rides. That's pretty much it.
Even on airplane rides, I usually just go to sleep.
I can't go to sleep on airplanes. That's my deal.
I'm knocked out. I was knocked out on the flight to New York. Good night. It's been real. I'm out.
How long is a flight?
Wake me up when you gotta go to the bathroom, kid. It's like long. 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours.
5? Wow, that's faster than I expected.
Yeah. Did you take the red eye or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you could go the highest altitude you can. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty short.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was like 5.5 hours there, and it was actually about the same back because we get the tailwind going back. So, yeah, 5.5 hour flight wasn't bad at all. One way or just like no, just nonstop. So easy peasy. I was knocked out for most of it.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, I don't know. Portable gaming just not my thing. The most portable gaming I've done was playing
Monster.
Who?
Monster.
I'm not a monster. Your auntie's a monster, sir. But what was it, Golf Story? I think that's probably the most portable I played when I first got the Switch, and I played some Golf Story.
And you should play some more handheld games on Switch.
Nah, I'm good.
3DS is
get that Breath of the Wild going. Some Mario Golf. About to
First
golf
of
it
all,
up, Dev.
The only Breath of the Wild I'll be playing is Horizon Forbidden West.
Dev, I'm gonna geek out a little bit.
They make fun of that in the video.
Yeah.
He's like, it should have been Game of the Year. It should have been. He's like, the Breath of the Wild. He goes, it sucks. And then he flashes. It goes, oh, it was awesome.
Sorry, another huge geek out. I reinstalled CMU emulator and got Breath of the Wild working pretty well. Like, it ain't stuttering anymore, and it's 1440p, the highest textures you can get. And I was like, I hope the Switch Pro pulls this off because it looks absolutely gorgeous. Like,
yeah, it definitely will not. it definitely will not. I'm with you. I wish it would, but it's Nintendo ain't doing none of that.
It looks so good though.
Damn you, Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this next story, Unreal Engine 5. So they finally put out a demo. It is flipping ridiculous.
Yeah,
they're promising near 4K quality at the cost of 1080p, which just means that games are going to be able to look great and not, just destroy your hardware. So I'm very, very excited about that. It's going to work across DX11, DX12, Vulkan, PS5, and Xbox. So it's coming to everything, should work on everything. All the devs should be able to utilize the software and just make wonderful things. I mean, we see what we do with Unreal Engine 4. A lot of games run really, really well on Unreal Engine 4, so this is just the next step up. It's the shaders and stuff are specifically optimized for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X's GPU architecture, which means it should be easy for developers to actually work with the stuff because they're getting already optimized, like Ubisoft said, drag and drop. Pretty much copy paste.
Save as PlayStation 5 game.
Save as, exactly. And this should be coming, I guess, early 2022.
Okay.
Have you guys checked out any of the videos or any of the demo stuff that they've shown?
The Xbox teams, there's several teams that are Unreal dependent, and they're all reworking their games. So Hellblade, Gears, Forza. We're all expecting. Well, Forza's Forza Tech. So I guess I got that wrong. I feel like the Motorsport team may have mentioned Unreal though. I don't remember now.
Maybe.
Anyway, I know Hellblade and the Coalition are doing it, so I know that they're reworking it. So those games are waiting on Unreal Engine 5, and that's one of the reasons why in recent weeks talking about the roadmap ahead for Xbox, that like Hellblade, when the Series X launched, I was kind of penciling in Hellblade for next year, and now it's probably the year after as they make this transition to that. But most third-party devs use Unreal, so I think that's interesting. And I know PlayStation has some stake in Epic for Unreal now, but I always find that interesting because, to my knowledge, I don't think any of the PlayStation studios use Unreal. Is that correct?
Yeah, a lot of them use their own tech.
Most of them have their own engines. Like Naughty Dog has their own engines, Decima, stuff like that. So most of them don't use Unreal. So it has me wondering, could we also be seeing transitions in the PlayStation house too, where they might be also looking to move to Unreal, and what that might do to people's production schedules and when people are looking for their the games on their roadmap too.
Yeah, it'd be very possible. It could also be that they just put that stake in there to make sure that it worked well with PlayStation 5, so third-party developers don't have to worry about a weird programming issue trying to get it to run well on PS5. So,
could be.
Have you seen the nanite stuff for the global illumination? That stuff looks crazy.
Oh, it does.
At like half the cost of ray tracing.
They just put out a demo of all these clouds and stuff, and like how they're doing atmosphere based on Unreal. So I mean, they've got their hands on it. They're working with it, and it looks awesome. I cannot wait. I think Hellblade will be a great demonstration of what the tech can do.
Yeah, oh man, I cannot wait. It looks so freaking good. Just the demo, that's the next gen I've been waiting for. That's what I want to see.
That's the next gen everybody's waiting for. But as we said, as next gen launch, like that's 2-3 years away.
Yeah. What's the earliest game that's going to be built on Unreal Engine 5? Do we know?
If I had to guess, I would guess Hellblade. I mean, I'm thinking first party. Third party? I don't know.
I don't know either. So it's going to be out early 2022. Do other developers, first-party developers, already have a prototype
Yeah,
version
well, they've
of
got
this?
yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
their big partners already have it. So they'll
I
be
see.
working and building as the tools and everything get upgraded alongside of it. They're already working on it, so they don't have to wait till 22 to get started. Now, smaller devs, indie devs, and stuff like that, like they'll have to wait.
Right.
Yeah.
Until it comes out. Exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about Unreal Engine 5 and what it can do to games, especially if it cuts down like the resources that you need to run games well. It can really be a game changer. So
We gotta get
4K
that
60 will be the
excited.
standard.
super
Will be the
resolution
standard.
and
Absolutely.
DLSS and all that.
Heck yeah. And the fact that it's optimized for consoles as well is also something that has me excited. So we'll be able to have some really good parity for third party across consoles as well as PC. And if we finally get crossplay on everything, Sony, that'll make it great for everybody.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. You know it's not
Yeah,
gonna happen.
no. Sony's like, you're gonna show me, give me my money. Where's my money at? Where's my money? Throw me my bag. Freaking Sony.
Can't wait to transfer my Borderlands characters between Xbox and Epic. Can't wait.
Like I get it, Sony.
The Batman games use Unreal Engine. I just did a quick
Yes.
little search just to get an idea of some of the bigger third-party games that use Unreal. Like I know Fortnite uses Unreal. So Fortnite will probably get upgrades for Unreal Engine. I don't know how much it's
I
gonna,
think
like,
they already
show us
announced that.
Yeah, I don't know how much that'll show us the tech. But maybe those Batman games, and maybe those Batman games, you know, maybe part of the delays and stuff might have to do with that. So
That would be cool.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the one? What's the next one that's coming out? It's not Arkham Knight. What the heck is it called?
they got the
It's
Suicide
Gotham Knights.
Squad
Suicide
Gotham
Squad
Knights, there we
and
go.
Gotham
and then
Knights.
Gotham Knights, and both of them were delayed, right? Like they announced them both, and they
Yeah, they're both. I don't think they
Well,
did
we
a
knew
release date
Suicide
for-
Squad wasn't coming for
Yeah.
a while.
Right,
But Gotham
yeah.
Knights did get delayed.
and that might be a reason
But
why. Maybe they
If
they
it runs
got
on
something
Unreal
to promote
5,
it.
oof,
or even if it's got pieces
that'll be
of it,
nice.
you know,
Yeah.
even if they're only using pieces of it for illumination or something.
Yeah. Well, 2022, it'll be interesting to see what we get. I'll be real excited to see if we get anything that's running on Unreal Engine 5 early. That'll be dope.
I'm not
Fun times ahead.
I'm not expecting a whole lot because I feel like this year, next year, we're still getting a lot of cross-gen support.
Oh, for sure.
So yeah.
Stupid cross-gen. Let it die.
Final. I'm surprised how many Japanese studios use Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
Square Enix, Bandai
Namco,
Namco,
as I
Capcom.
say, Bandai, like all the Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z stuff uses Unreal. Like it is the ubiquitous, you know.
Project Athia, I forget what they changed the name to, but I feel like that's an Unreal Engine 5 game, and I think that one's gonna be like our Hellblade
I think even
for
some Nintendo
PlayStation.
teams use Unreal for even some Nintendo stuff.
Possibly.
Freaking
NetherRealm.
epic! They're just taking over the world, basically.
And then Tencent owns like 49%.
Right?
Yeah.
Shenanigans. All right, what you got for us, Donnie?
The Switch Pro unveiling is imminent, according to Emily Rogers over on Reset Era, and this has come out and it's been corroborated by Bloomberg and Eurogamer. Apparently, next week while I'm on vacation of all times, we should get our first look at the Switch Pro and what it is. Now, since the announcement that there will be an announcement, there was a leaker who took to Reset Era claiming to have knowledge from some Chinese manufacturing process, and they added to the report that we gave on Nintendo Shack that over on the Spanish site Vandal, the Switch Pro will include a flap cover over the screen that can double as a kickstand like a Microsoft Surface, which is new. Like I
that is new.
I don't think anybody had that on the bingo card. It'll come with a thicker dock that features USB 3.0 ports, and then the shocker, an Ethernet port built in.
That's a weird one.
That's new.
That's very new.
Thank God.
I think most people are
fantastic.
like, "Is that a big deal?" It's like, yeah, it kind of is for Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal because they sell these stupid little network adapters. Yeah, as somebody who's plugged in like through my pods, like plugging has doubled my download speeds.
Okay.
I
So
tried to tell you for so long.
go wired, definitely go wired. But yeah, it seems like it's finally going to be here, and all the reports are pushing for a September October launch. So announcement. Here it is, and then pre-order should go live. I don't know if they're going to go live instantly, the week later, a couple weeks later, but shortly. Like they don't have that much time between now and September.
Yep.
So if
Dev, you
get
getting a
4K
Switch Pro?
OLED, I mean, probably
Yeah.
not.
4K
you are.
If you
OLED.
get a 4K OLED, do you
DLSS.
need that little Steam Pal? Do you need a Steam Pal?
You might not. So
Probably
it'll do
not.
DLSS 4K upgrade when you dock, and that's the exciting part, right? And I want to see what that tech's capable of. There's lots of games like I keep calling out. Life is Strange, Sonic Colors. There are games coming to Switch that are in 4K on PlayStation and Xbox. Like, can they weave some of that into on the whatever this Switch is doing? I'm very excited to find out. Can't wait to buy one.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm not excited to buy one, but let's see what Breath of the Wild 2 is looking like, and we'll see.
I can't.
Are
imagine
you
it's
just
more-
like interested in the tech though, Dev? Like it's kind of cool tech. Like hearing
I mean,
the
the tech
rumors
is
and
cool.
everything.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like revolutionary or like bleeding edge
Yeah.
tech. Like they're really kind of like
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
front edge of let's show you how much we can do with so less.
It's so
Whereas
efficient.
the other
Yeah.
consoles we're talking about, ray tracing and chipsets and 16 gigabyte throughput, and the Switch is like, nah, we're gonna run this at 720 and check out this upscaling trick we've got. And it's like I really want to see if it's anything like those DLSS comparisons that we've seen like Digital Foundry and stuff do, like with Death Stranding and stuff like that. Even if it's not as good, like to be in the sheer comparison, like if it's close, that's such a huge advantage for Nintendo to sell something so cheap.
Yeah.
like to be able to sell something at such a price and get that kind of performance output. Because I think the majority of people, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care if it looks like 4K, then it's 4K. I've said, and Dev, you know that I've said it for a long time. I've never understood this argument over native versus checkerboarding for upscale. It's like, does it look good? That's the
Unless
point.
you're
Does it
like-
look good and run good? That's all that it matters. I don't care if it's real 4K or fake 4K. I don't give a crap. Like, does it look good?
Yeah, unless you're
Good.
Digital Foundry and you have the tech to actually count the pixels and
Yeah.
actually have a frame counter for all that, like the comment, and you're up like in like right up on your screen, like you're not gonna know. Most people you're not gonna be able to tell.
If
You
I'm
can
playing
tell
it
when
and it
frames
looks
drop, but
crisp
other than
and
that,
vibrant and it looks nice, then I'm on board. And I was a believer with DLSS after Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever messed with it, but turning on DLSS made a
It's
world
magic.
of difference for Cyberpunk. It made it look better. It made it run better. I was amazed. I was like, not only because I would understand like, hey, we've got this thing. It makes your game look better at the cost of performance. Like that I would understand. It cost me no performance. It performed better.
Right.
It made it run better. I was like, this is
Right.
this is nuts. So
Yep. This is like the perfect example. Here we go. Yeah, he says, see this potato? It now runs like a dash RT with nitro. That's DLSS. It's so funny that like we're all excited about DLSS and what it does, but you look at games like Returnal where everybody's like, oh, it's only 1080p and they upscale it to 4K. Have you seen Returnal? It looks amazing.
looks gorgeous.
Like, you never
Love
know.
letters.
People need to stop getting so upset or all up in arms
was the
about
thing
things
with, like,
not
Spider-Man.
being native. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, are you
puddles.
pixel counting? Do you have the ability to pixel
Do you
count?
care?
Like, does it play well? Does it look amazing?
And
Does
it
run
doesn't
smooth?
always ring true,
So
right? Like
matters.
Stadia has 4K. It's not good.
No, it
Right?
doesn't.
Like it is 4K,
No, it doesn't.
but it doesn't look 4K, right? Like
Yeah.
it
It's
doesn't
not even
look
4K.
good.
It's not even 4K. It's two things layered on each other. It's not even anything that just. I hate Stadia. I'm mad at you. You lied to me.
Yeah.
Mad at you. Well, it got better, and I'm speaking like what it was at launch. I remember at launch,
Yeah.
like Red Dead didn't look good. Destiny 2 did not look good. They're like, here's Destiny 2 in
No.
4K. It's like that is not what Destiny 2 looks like in
right.
4K. And
It was
that's-
rough.
And that's the issue. Like I'm concerned. Like, is that what the Switch will be, or does it look great? Like
Right.
on the Switch Pro, in all honesty, Dev, like can Destiny 2 run on Switch Pro with DLSS? Like, is that one of the ports that we could see? 'Cause that'd be
Probably
nuts. That'd be
because
crazy.
Destiny 2 is optimized so well for every
So
platform that it's
crazy,
on.
yeah.
Like they are wizards over there at Bungie because they have optimized the hell out of this game. So it's very possible that it could.
GTA
Very
5,
possible.
like it opens up the
Oh,
Switch
yeah.
to a lot of ports, and if we can, even if they're Switch Pro exclusive, like if Destiny 2 is suddenly on Switch, if GTA is suddenly on Switch, like that's a big deal for Nintendo and the market that they're going after. And,
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see it.
I think my most exciting thing about this handheld is it being a handheld and having DLSS capabilities with the handheld itself. Like you can then just render lower counts and just like DLSS scale it back up to 720p or 1080p, and it's going to run super nice, super crisp, and an OLED screen. Oh, now that's speaking my language.
Very good point, because we already have the dynamic resolution. Problem is we don't have the upscale. Like I played Doom Eternal at 480 and it's not great. Like I'm like, oh, I wish this was better. But with DLSS, the screen is capped portably at 720 anyway. If DLSS can get it to 720 from 480, that's a world of difference. I mean, it really, really is. It's going to be,
especially on that OLED
Thank you,
screen.
NVIDIA.
It's going to be excellent. Dev, I've not wanted to buy. I was saying this on Nintendo Jack. I don't know if I've ever wanted to buy a console more. I'm so ready for a next Switch. Like, I haven't really played my Switch in like a month, and I really don't outside of exclusives and Nintendo games right now, because I'm spoiled by next gen, and I don't want to just be, a shill for graphics, but like I really appreciate good looking, good running games. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna buy a lesser experience just because, like
that was always my thing with the Switch. Just like, I get it, it's portable and you could, but like just the performance wise for me was always so hard to be like, I can't do it. Like when you would get games on Switch, I'm like, but why? It runs so much better over here. Why would you do that?
Some of them, like it is a pick and choose type thing. Like Skyrim, I really like having a portable version of Skyrim. It's really cool. It doesn't look or run as good, but it looks and runs really well on Switch actually. But to your example, I would never do Outer Worlds or Witcher. Like I'm always stunned when somebody's like, I got Witcher for Switch. Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Because on Switch Lite, it's pretty good.
But I am that person. And I have always been that person. I will, like usually when I buy third-party games on Switch, they're usually indie games or cartoony games, golf stories, Hollow Knights, things like that. Things I'm not losing anything for. And Switch has built a great market for that. Like it's great over there.
Yeah.
Or I'll get like a shooter, usually on sale, because I just want a shooter to play on the go. But every time we do, Rebecca rolls her eyes when I talk about it on the show, because I'm like, yeah, this is not that good. It's just not as good as I want it to be.
Yeah, it never is, and that's okay. It's still playable. It's fine.
Doom Eternal is playable. Like it is impressive to see Doom Eternal on what the Switch is. Like when you know what the Switch is, when you see Doom Eternal on it, you're like, they did a hell of a job. Like bang up, guys, you really tried. But if I could give Nintendo $400 to make it better, I absolutely will.
Yeah.
Because I love my Switch. It's a great system.
Be better.
Yeah, but I want it to be better. I want better. And even Rebecca is starting to come our way.
Her.
Yeah, she's starting to move forward. She said on the last show, she's like, I went to load a game and it took forever. I'm like, yes,
you understand.
That's that PlayStation 5 experience. She gets it now because she has something that does things so much faster and better.
Yep.
Like once you start playing games in 60 frames and things load much faster, it's so much harder to go back.
30 hertz.
So much harder.
How many of us noticed that Horizon's demo?
Oh, I saw it easily.
Yeah, we were all like,
I was like, oh, this is.
Why is it in 30?
I was thinking the same thing with that with Ubisoft. I'm like, why is this? Even the 4K uploads, they're still in 30 frames. And I'm just like, this is hard to even look at because I'm like, it's only 30 frames. I'm like, why?
I'm sure they'll have 60 frames.
Yeah, they'll have performance
I'm sure they will.
I wish they'd lead with those. I know why they don't. Right. Marketing is all about visuals and everything like that. But I feel like we're all in agreement that we'll do 60 when 60 is available. Doesn't mean if you're listening to Game Tech for the first time, it doesn't mean we're shills and we won't play games in 30. Like we'll play games in 30.
Monster Hunter is so good.
Last of Us 2, we all played.
Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
like
we'll play in 30.
You had no idea they were.
But we don't want to.
Ran incredibly.
We don't want to. We want to play.
Once I played that patch, can't go back.
Oh, dude,
it's so buttery
60,
Ghost 60.
Oh my god. And that's the thing. Like, until you start getting those 60 frames experiences, you really don't understand the difference until you play it and then you go back and you're like, oh my god.
You do get used to it.
I can really feel the difference. Switch being able to get the possibility.
We're not even getting 30 on Switch most cases. We get third-party games, stuff like that. Age of Calamity, 21.
That was chugging.
22. You're like,
hard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me love you.
Oh my God. Minecraft Dungeons. Oh God, that game, the frame rate it made me sick. It literally made me sick trying to play Minecraft Dungeons with my kids. I was like, I can't do this.
Just ringing it.
It made me sick.
I hope. I don't want to get my hopes too much, but if DLS can deliver 720-60 on the go, I'm going to be so happy.
That's perfect.
I may never play another system.
You're going to buy like 4 of them. You'll buy 4 of them.
I'd be so happy. Oh, that sounds glorious.
Well, he's already getting the Launch Pro and the Breath of the Wild 2 Special Edition Pro, so.
If there is a special edition for Breath of the Wild, I got to get it, Garrett.
Yeah, I get it. It holds value.
You're definitely going to do that.
Mm-hmm. He was making fun of me on Shaq. He's like, you can't. You just got the other thing. He's like, come on.
You know, Donnie will find something to sell, and then he'll be
true.
buying it at a profit. He'll be buying it at a profit.
I'm not shaming you because he sells it like tons of crazy things. So
I've got the Wind Waker Wii U. Like, you can't pass up special edition Zelda hardware. Like, you got to get that. And I definitely ain't waiting. I'm not waiting because we have no idea.
Don't wait because it's gonna go up in price.
Well, I mean, I'm not waiting to get a Switch Pro for that because I don't know when Breath of the Wild 2 is coming. Maybe next year, next fall. Like, I'm definitely not waiting. If there's a Switch Pro in September, I want that as fast as possible because I want to play my Switch more. I kind of miss it.
I agree.
It's like, man, I really want to play you.
There's so many games I need to play on Switch.
You have so many games you need to play everywhere, sir.
I know. But first, Chrono Trigger.
And then what does he do? He starts a podcast, starts playing 80-year-old RPG games.
Yeah, go me.
Don't start saying Final Fantasy VII again. We're gonna fight.
Oh, I will.
All right.
I will.
I got Final Fantasy.
You never even played the original
E3
Final
of
Fantasy.
dreams. Give me a break. Whose dreams?
Look here. Everybody else's but yours.
Guess what? Dreams. PlayStation's dreams better than that E3 of dreams.
Sure.
Whatever happened to dreams?
It's
Still
out.
going. They have a Dreams
thing?
Con. They have a Dreams Con where they actually have a whole convention
that sounds
within
made
Dreams. No, it's real. This is the second year they're doing it.
A hard
second
drive
year they're doing it.
article or whatever.
Yeah.
It's called a satire article.
I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, wow, this is actually a real thing. This is the second year they're doing it, huh? Interesting. Not for me, but cool. Sure.
For the 7 people.
Yep. PlayStation Home.
Yeah, Dreams and Stadia.
To take a little quick detour, I didn't bring this up on the Xbox podcast because, to be honest with you, I hated the headline and I think it was misleading, but Game Tech is a great place to talk about it. Do you guys see the trending articles and videos this week, the past 10 days? Xbox has a quote-unquote major DRM problem.
I've heard of it. I haven't looked into it, though.
Yeah. So MVG, who's by all accounts great YouTuber, he did the port for Shantae on Switch, and he does. Was he do the podcast? Was the Xbox one, right, on Colin Moriarty's thing, right?
ACG.
See, I get my three-letter acronym YouTubers mixed up.
I don't know why. Anyways.
So I have seen a lot of his stuff, and it's great. He did a video this past week where he talked about how terrible Xbox's DRM was and how you can't play games if you're not connected to the internet, and he basically attributed it all to like Don Matrick's vision and talked about how that's basically like has come to fruition in reality. And look, I know I'm the Xbox guy, and I'm not trying to defend them. I'm really not. I thought the article or the video was extremely misleading, and I detailed it in our Discord for all the reasons why. One, first and foremost, it's like a 12-minute video, and like until minute 8 does he talk about, well, if you set your console to the home console, then you can start playing games offline. It's like, maybe lead with that. Like, if you're going to go with a headline like that, maybe you lead with the actual thing, because it was kind of crap, because basically, in fairness to him, he said, the reason I didn't lead with that is you have to activate it as your home, but you need internet. So I guess the premise of his video was you buy an Xbox Series X, you have no internet at all, and now you sit down to try and play games, and these are the issues you're going to run into, which I can't appreciate. That's fine. There is a market of people out there that want games to be like they used to be, and they want them to run off the disc and run off the cartridge that you bought them on. But how realistic is that? We all know that time has come and gone, and guess what? It didn't leave with this console. It left with the last console, and it wasn't Xbox that did it. The Switch did it. The PlayStation 4 did it. They all do it. You need internet to check in, especially for buying digital. Even if you're buying physical, you can't run unpatched versions. Like, this is not even Nintendo, which has games that do run off the cartridge. You still have to check them.
Yeah.
There are certain comms that, like, if they have patches and stuff, there are certain ones that you have to check to run. Like, you have to patch and validate before you can even run. So I thought it was a little misleading, but it is Game Tech. It's a great place to talk about something like digital rights and how we feel about it. Xbox's DRM, I do think, is more intrusive than PlayStation's or Nintendo's. There's a little bit more to it. And I think the reason is because they've built their platform, basically they've built it around Game Pass. They've structured it around Game Pass. So you can play your games off of the hard drive without internet connection. I believe it checks every 30 days, 40 days, something like that. But if you install it to a new hard drive or you swap your hard drive, you will have to validate that with an internet check. Like, the hardware knows that you've moved hard drives. So so that's a part of it. And then if you're doing a Game Pass thing, you've got to check every time. You've got to do that. So, and it's no different than, like, if you have a Nintendo console that's not your primary.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You have to check it every time you launch a game if it's not your primary console. And then PlayStation has the home primary thing as well. So it was interesting because a lot of people ran with it. And as we've talked about leading through the launch of these things, like, anytime somebody makes an article so pointed at one, it causes all the fanboy things, right? So they don't read the article, they don't care about the details, they just take the video and they go, see, this is why this sucks. And I didn't like it. So
personal experience, I've never had a real issue with Xbox just because I've only had one Xbox and I've always had internet, so it just seemed to not be a problem for me. The more of my issues was with the Switch. Now that I have a second Switch, my home Switch right now is not my primary one because I want the Lite to be the primary Switch, and I can't bring my home Switch all around. That's the biggest thing for me because it's a handheld system. You want to take it to places, and that's going to be more of an issue if you can't get access or check for your games. Xbox, on the other hand, like, the only problem I see is that you really don't have internet, which you're getting an Xbox before you have internet. If it's like financial reasons, there's an issue right there.
See, there are people that get upset when you bring that up because, I mean, to me, I feel like that's the immediate place to go. It's like, I hear that there's people out there that want to marginalize things down to, like, extremes to make a point. But if your point is, what if you don't have internet? Well, it's like, what are you doing? You're going to run into these issues on any console you buy. It's not It's not specific.
I was going to say, at this point,
it's going to be all of them. Get
this
a 64.
Is not the Nintendo cartridge era. Like, these systems are built to run off the internet. We all know games have day one patches. They have updates. Like, getting a system and expecting everything to work when you don't have internet in this day and age, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be perfectly honest. Like, they're made to work with the internet, period. Yep. So being upset about the games needing to check in or get updates or validate or verify, like, it doesn't make any sense to me to be upset about things like that when we know that's what these consoles are. If you have Game Pass, how are you getting your games? Internet. So what difference does it make? Like, it's not a major issue. That's the way these consoles are built. Like, I understand, like, if you get gifted a console or something like that and you get physical games and it doesn't work, you didn't pay for it. It was a gift. You can't be too upset. Like, this is what is required to play games. You need internet. Like, it's just the way things are right now. So if you want something that doesn't require that, go find a Nintendo, an old Nintendo. Go find an old cartridge-based system. It's just
get
everything
a retro
right now.
pocket, guys. Like, come on. You don't. I turn off my Wi-Fi in this thing. So, also, I just want to say I listen to Divining Duke every week, and I listen to ACG. I listen to Mr. Matty Plays, and just my impression, just my opinion about ACG. Anyone can disagree. Every time he speaks out, it's always just critical. It's never about, like, I don't know, being enthusiastic or passionate. He always likes to find issues and problems, and that's a shtick. That's just like his value, and he does bring great points. I'm not saying he doesn't bring great points around, but he does lean on that quite a bit. So I can just see, I can totally see why he made this video with the DRM. So, anyways, I don't think it's such a big deal. I think a lot of people think of the Xbox being in, like, a submarine. or like a military type of. I'm being serious though. They bring consoles to like remote places that don't have access to Wi-Fi. I could totally understand why you can't access your games, but then again, you'll probably just have disc games with that and not a hard drive or like downloadable games or anything like that. So you're just going to be playing like sports games, Call of Duty, stuff like that. So
Yeah, and
I
then
don't know.
when you surface, you connect to some Wi-Fi, download your updates, and then go back offline.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not like you can't go somewhere, get some internet, download the stuff, and then take it wherever you got to go. Like there's ways around not having the internet for a period of time, and it'll be fine. The stuff will work. It'll be fine. Like it's not that big a deal. I think people when they see DRM, oh, we lost Donnie. Huh.
oh no.
I thought he was frozen. But I wasn't sure. Oh, he got a blue screen of death. It happens.
Whoa.
Well,
Anyways.
oh, yeah. But yeah, it's not that big a deal. I feel like people whenever we get bad news, people just want to harp on it and make it out to be something bigger than it is half the time. And I'm sorry if you got a console, you probably have internet at this point. It's just kind of the way things are. So,
And people making these types of videos and articles, they have to lean on it to get your attention, to get the views so they can get some sort of living out of it. So it totally makes sense that you want to lean on this issue and scream it out as much as you can. We just got to level with everyone. You gotta make sure like this is not as big of an issue as you intended. So
yeah.
Yep.
No big deal. Life goes on.
Life goes on.
All right. So this last little thing I wanted to talk about, and we kind of alluded to it when we were talking about the Switch and the Switch Pro and what it could possibly do is FPS boosts, PS5 back and pack, auto HDR, Dolby Vision gaming. We're starting to see the promise of next gen is starting to take shape, and we're starting to see some of the things we were promised when they were rolling out all the stuff for next gen. FPS, he's back. FPS boost on Xbox has been pretty incredible.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Being able to see these games, being able to be just not even patched, just able to run at 60 frames without the developers having to go in and do anything is not gonna lie, it's pretty incredible. Same with the auto HDR. So the series systems are definitely a step ahead of PS5 in that aspect, because you can't do that on PS5 without some kind of patch. They don't just automatically do it. There's a couple of games that I take that back. I don't think anything has actually just been done unless it already had an unlocked frame rate.
Right.
So being able to see Dying Light, for example.
Yeah.
Dying Light 2 get announced. People get excited for Dying Light 1. You get it on Xbox. You can go play that in beautiful 60 frames per second.
You can play
PS5
60 without losing
not
any
so
resolution.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
So that the auto HDR that a lot of the games get on Xbox is fantastic. The fact that they're starting to get some Dolby Vision games as well, really, really cool. Starting to see, like I said, the promise of next gen is starting to take shape, and it's really exciting when you start to get like some old games and you get to see like what they were meant to be.
It's
really
you
cool,
get to
and I
see
wish-
what PC has.
Exactly.
No joke.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's real talk. So I'm really excited about seeing some of this stuff coming to life, and it's exciting times. We get all these new games, but it's funny because like in these weird little droughts and with everything being delayed, you really get to enjoy some of the older titles that maybe you missed out on. Garrett's ridiculously large backlog. When they're getting the FPS boost and the auto HDR, it's like a brand new experience. We always get so excited about the remasters and the remakes and stuff like that, but when you have an FPS boost, do you really need a remaster? You're able to really enjoy these games without having to do a whole lot, and it really, really fills in these gaps. I know Donnie has been like, what the hell am I going to play right now? I've got nothing to play. Like, he's looking for stuff, and then being able to have these little quality of life adjustments is really, really, really cool. I know you've talked a bit about the stuff that you've been playing with the FPS boost on Empire. Have you dabbled with it at all, Garrett?
I've done. Go ahead.
So yeah, I've played Skyrim quite a bit on FPS boost. I think, and Dishonored as well. The first Dishonored.
Ooh.
Now that with the hard drive, like if you put it in the hard drive,
Yeah.
it's instant, man. Like you die, you go
Oh,
straight back
man.
in, and it's like not even half a second. It's amazing, especially for Dishonored. You die a lot. But yeah, when I, when I see this FPS boost, it's really cool. Skyrim, I do see some chugginess a little bit when you get into wide open environments. There are still it's interesting to see that they have a lot of these enhancements, but they still have some bugs with them. I think like you can, and that just comes with the cost of this, right? It's just like you get into the brand new features, you're gonna hit the bugs, you're gonna see the options that they did. I think it's also interesting to see that Xbox they decide game to game. It's like okay, you're gonna this will default to FPS boost, this will not default to FPS boost, and that's just because of resolution. It's like okay, they really gotta they're really thinking about how are they enhancing these old games and what is best for the player that doesn't want to mess with these settings at all. It's like what's the best experience for them. So yeah, I think it's a really cool thing that they're doing. I'm very surprised that they're doing it, but they're rolling it out. And hopefully a lot of the games in Xbox One and Xbox 360 is going to have these type of features like next year, like all the FPS boost type of games. So yeah,
their back compatibility team and program are like next level. I mean, they're really pushing it. And but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, Garrett. I'm actually glad you pointed that out. A lot of people take the news as FPS boost and they're like, it's amazing, everything is FPS boosted. Do not play Far Cry 5 with FPS boost on. It takes a major hit, and I would never recommend. Like it's played at 30. It's rock solid at 30.
That's Ubisoft for you.
But yeah, when it takes, it's 1080 with the FPS boost on, and I'm not even sure if it's 1080 the whole time. I think it dips like below 900, and you're just losing too much of what I like about that game. I mean, it's a beautiful, gorgeous game. You're just losing too much of it to do the FPS boost. So I think sometimes people take it too far, but in several of the games where it's running, especially the back and pat stuff, the Grand Theft Auto 4, Oblivion, any of the things from last gen and stuff like that are like, it's incredible what they're doing with it. And it is a really nice program that you just get. It's just free. The developers don't have to do it. Nobody had to develop for it. It's just settings and stuff that they turn on. Which I think is even cooler. That's the thing that makes it even better. I have yet to be able to play in Dolby Vision. I did boost up to the beta preview ring, but I've yet to get the update. I'm trying my best to see it. I can't wait to see Gears 5 in Dolby Vision. I'm gonna replay the whole damn thing. So that'd be good.
Yeah, Gears 5 is gonna look real good. I played Gears 5 on PC and it was a visual treat. I was like, wow, this is
candy.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
it was fantastic. So I can only imagine how great it's going to look in Dolby Vision. Those colors are going to be ridiculous. That water is going to be so damn blue.
I can't wait. It does bring up a good point. I brought up a little bit with Sean on Sweet Hangs about PlayStation and their backwards compatibility thing. And as I understand it, the reason why they don't have these sorts of things is their games aren't running native like Xboxes are. Like when you boot up a backwards compatible game on PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 downclocks. Like it basically sets itself up like a PlayStation 4. That's why you're running the PS4 version of the game at the exact same thing as PS. So you're not getting any of those benefits of better hardware, which doesn't surprise me because that's traditional consoles, but it's the part of me having seen what Xbox has done. It's like, it feels like PlayStation just shot themselves in the foot. Like, I don't understand why you need to downclock, because it's not like you have to emulate it, right? So why not just get rid of it? Just stop. It was like, I want to go to PlayStation. Like, can we just stop doing that? Like, can we turn it off?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? There's got to be a reason that I don't understand. There's got to be a reason that they're doing this that I don't get.
They just apparently didn't think about it. Like, it takes me back to the Mark Cerny deep dive and how they were saying like it runs at a different clock speed for whatever the game is. Yeah. And for some reason that was just the way they designed it to be able to include backwards compatibility. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they possibly don't run in a Windows environment. Like I think about the Xbox and how its operating system runs, and it's basically running a modified version of Windows. I don't know what the hell the PlayStation is running on, but we know Sony loves their proprietary stuff, so it's running on x86 architecture. But whatever the OS is, probably doesn't allow for the ease of transition that the Xbox has with all of its backwards compatibility.
I was thinking
titles.
it's got to be an ease of use thing, right? It's got to be like we're gonna downclock it and put it like in this PS4 compatibility mode. That way, devs don't have to worry about it. You know, code doesn't have to be touched. We don't have to support it. Like it's got to be that because Xbox has a team dedicated to this. This is what they do. They do this backwards compatibility stuff, and I hope like PlayStation with the DualSense, and a lot of people have been like, I hope that they use it in a way that showcases everybody else for everybody else to adopt it. Likewise, I hope that Xbox continues to push forward on this for other people to realize like we should probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah. That's the benefits of being a software company, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And having resources.
Sony's a hardware company. Like they make hardware. Like they don't really do the software side.
One of my favorite things about Xbox is, a lot of times they screw it up, right? We've talked a lot about Xbox One's like bad UI and stuff like that, but one of the things that I love about Xbox is they fix it, and they fix it fast, and they always change. Like they're always working on it. Whereas when you buy something Nintendo or PlayStation, you largely get what you get. It basically that's it. You got it. It is what it is out the door, and it's that way for years. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But Xbox, they take that to heart, and you're right. The benefit of being a software company, that they don't take that for granted. They'll fix it. They'll change the whole damn thing. Like the entire user interface for Xbox One is completely different, and even 360. It's not even a one thing. The 360, from the blades to the Metro, like they constantly evolving.
Yeah. That's true. I just wish give me more patches, man. Give me my Horizon 60 frames patch.
Oh my god.
That's just select exclusives. I don't need them to do as much as Xbox is doing with this. Like, having a backwards compat with PS4 games, I understand. It's like, okay, that's going to get a lot of your audience. Now just go
because they didn't have it before,
Yeah. Last of Us 2, like I understand putting that in 60 frames just because of like the hype and like how famous this game is, and based on sales. And it's like, well, I feel, this is my personal opinion. I think mostly Last of Us Part 2 is a one and done deal for me. You can go back in and visit it for like 20 or 30 minutes, but I don't have any motivation to go through it a second time, a third time with the 60 frames patch. So I just hope they
agree.
Carefully select their exclusives for 60 frames for like the next year or so.
I think unfortunately with it is because it does require a patch. It requires the teams making the games to have the resources to go in and be like, okay, let's see what we can do to patch this to get it to run at 60 frames. So like
that's why we're not seeing the third-party things, and that's why you're not seeing the 120 frames. That's why you're not getting that stuff, because these teams, they're going to stop what they're doing to do that.
Microsoft is doing all this for you because they have the resources, they have the team to do it. PlayStation, they're not a software company. They don't have those resources. So you're leaving it up to the developers to decide, okay, do we have the ability to go in and then make these adjustments and put out a patch to make this game 60 frames? You would think that Guerrilla would do it for Horizon, because they're already working on Horizon 2, which is going to be
and they got
on
PC
some
port.
Modified version. Yeah, they got a PC port. Like, how have we not upgraded this one to at least 60 frames at this point? Ghost of Tsushima did it like out the gate. Like it ran in 60 frames.
Yeah, they basically
it was
just
out the gate.
Didn't they just unlock it?
Yeah.
It wasn't that big of a patch. They literally just unlocked the frame rate. They didn't like go.
So I gotta imagine
they didn't change everything so it would run at 60. They were just like, just turn it off.
Yeah, it reminds me of back when they were saying like any game that is made for PS4 after a certain point has to also work on PS5. So like you would think that all of those games at that point would have been slated to be, once the PS5 goes live, they're able to just run at 60 frames like Ghost of Tsushima did. You would have thought The Last of Us would have been able to do it a lot sooner. And then you would think, just as a company, Sony would be like, okay, we need to go ahead and push for this, after seeing everything that Microsoft is doing with the backwards compatibility and how exciting it is, knowing that we have so many game delays and we've got these lulls here.
It really fills in the gaps.
Like, all right, Yeah, you would have thought that like the PlayStation Plus for PS5 collection, you would have curated that and made those games run better, make them take advantage of the PS5, so people who are getting that are like, holy crap, you guys really gave us something here. Like, thank you for giving us these games, but oh my god, you've also boosted them.
Yeah, Batman, the HDR effect in Batman Arkham Knight is quite good too. That's another shout out on the backwards compatibility stuff. That one does really nice.
Yeah, you can see Sony's vision with Jim Ryan. You know the original interview. He's like, "Hey, this is a new system. It's for new games," and that kind of ideology is kind of baked into PS5 system, and that's why we're just not getting.
That's
this
what we
type of
talked
things.
about, right? Leading up to the launch, like I understand exactly why he said it, but it is a little tone deaf. Not just for today, but like in the business model, right? That's the whole point. The whole point of going x86, the whole point of digital games, the whole point is to continue that forward. You can't have these hard stop breaks. You know, like it doesn't you can't have it the way you used to in today's climate. Like those things don't gel. That's the reason why you give up, and the reason why you put up with DRM and internet checks and patches on day one is to take advantage of having an ongoing library and having access to your games. Like there's the give and take, and like taking like, oh well, you know, we don't, you know, the backwards compatibility and this for new games is like, no, that's a take and take, right? That's a hard sell.
I gotta wonder how much differently we'd feel if COVID wasn't a thing. How many more games would we may have launched on time?
Yep,
That's
like,
true.
yeah, I gotta wonder how much differently that would have been. And I wonder if that was just one of those things where like, well, we got all this stuff coming, and then COVID hits. It's like we don't have time to pivot.
Definitely shined a light right on it, because we haven't had a whole lot of new games. And I have been in that space for a while where I wanted to play something new. I love playing old games, and I play them often, but I've played enough of them. I have played enough old games, and was like that's why I bought Biomutant. That's why I bought Biomutant.
Yeah.
It was like, I just want to play something new for like, I can't keep playing the stuff anymore. So yeah, it definitely, you know, it bubbled to the top and is in the forefront. And unfortunately, we're still seeing delays. Everything still seems like almost everything seems like it's been shifted back 6 months, 8 months, a year.
At least, yeah.
If you had asked me a year ago what PlayStation 5's lineup would it be, I would tell you that entire lineup now seems like it's shifted 8 months. Everything seems like it's shifted back 5 to 8 months.
Absolutely. Like, I think there would have been a lot more launch titles. I think Horizon would have already been out. Horizon would have been like a February, March game. God of War may have actually hit in the fall. But now everything, like you said, shifted 8 months. I feel like Horizon at best will come out in November. You look at Far Cry. Far Cry was supposed to already be out, and it's now pushed to October.
Yep.
Deathloop was supposed to be out already. That got pushed to September.
Yep. And it makes me worry about
just
Ghostwire Tokyo. It's like, is that just that? I'm not expecting it this year. It's gonna
No,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, it's so many games. Remember the game Chorus, the little flight space game? That thing just disappeared.
Yep.
Oh, I don't even know
the
which
other
one
one?
you talk about.
It was one they showed like early on, like
Oh, okay.
It was at the
This is
Xbox
PS5.
presser last August.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's like
like
an
a
anime
space flight.
shooter.
Is it like Starbucks?
I saw people say that. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
more, it's like I want to say it like, think like Scarlet Nexus, like Astral Chain, but a space shooter.
Space shooter version of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
They're
had
cool.
that Bright Memory Infinite, like all of these games that were
I was
shown.
talking to Jeff about that last night. I couldn't even remember the name. You remember that game? They kicked off with it, and we haven't even
They
heard about
shoot
that
stuff and
game. Yeah, Scorn. There's a bunch of
Scorn.
games.
Yeah.
So many of the games that we got shown last year are still not even out.
and haven't even been talked about.
Don't even dates.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
that's
COVID.
what I've been saying. We had that Sweet Hangs episode where we were talking about like next gen, like, do you need it? That's the reason. Like, I don't. Like, if you're feeling upset because you haven't got a console yet, like, you're good. Trust me, you're good. Now, that doesn't mean it's not awesome. It's awesome. Get one when you can.
It really is.
But you're not missing anything yet because none of it's really come out yet.
Yep. And most of the big hitters have been on both consoles. And with Xbox, we know everything's coming to both consoles. Miles Morales came to both systems. Sackboy, like most of the games that have been huge have come to both systems. There've only been a very few like actual next gen exclusives. So you're not missing a whole lot, to be perfectly honest. Even Horizon is coming to both. So if you don't have a PS5 yet, and you can get a PS4 Pro, like you're still able to take advantage of most of the games that are coming out. So you're good.
You're good.
Far Cry coming to both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and free upgrades. So there you go. There's that. Call of Duty, stop doing this $10 upgrade shenanigans nonsense.
Dying Light.
Oh, they're
Stop
not.
it.
They're not.
Dying Light, yeah, coming to both.
Dying Light, I worry about on last gen. Like, oh,
It's gonna chug.
It's funny because I think about
here's
the
the thing:
E3
it's probably going to
2019
chug
demo.
on. It's probably going to chug on Series X and PS5.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, oof.
Did they say 4K 60?
They did, but I'm just going off of past experience. Like Dying Light is not the most optimized game, and
Yeah,
I
mean
just have
they've
a
been
little
working on it
concern.
for 37 years, so
Yeah, it doesn't
hopefully they
change my
optimize it
opinion
this time,
at
right?
all. It doesn't change my opinion.
The
at
crazy
all.
thing is, I remember watching the 2019 like reveal trailer
Yeah,
for Dying Light and being like, "There's no way in hell this is running on PS4." And like they said this is for current. I was like, "There's no way in hell. You're lying. You are
that's
lying
exactly right.
to
You're
us.
lying. It's
This
not
is
real.
nonsense. No way in hell this looks like this on the generation of consoles we're playing right now."
Nope.
Looks so good.
Yeah,
I can't wait for
it
that one.
does.
I got that
Yeah,
stupid
it looks real good.
statue. It lights up.
Did you actually get the CE yet?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Oh God, I remember I thought I saw in the Twitch chat, I said Twitch chat, in the Discord chat, you were like, "I'm not buying this yet. I can't find. I'm
The
looking for
sticker
it.
shock.
Screw GameStop."
Yeah, the sticker shock was heavy. When I saw it, I was like, it'll be expensive. It'd be like $150. Nope,
No,
it's more than that. It's like,
Hey,
more than a Switch Lite.
at least they included the game, unlike
Yeah.
Doom. Looking
Right,
at
sure.
you, nonsense. How you gonna have a CE that doesn't have the game in it? Why does
There's a
Bethesda
lot
do
of
that?
games surprisingly do
so
that.
I got Doom
though.
Eternal's Collector's Edition, or no, I got Doom 2016 Collector's Edition. It had the game in it.
What game am I thinking of? There was a game that had like a super
Which one
ridiculous CE that did not have the game in it.
Assassin's
Mass Effect.
Creed and Mass Effect. Yeah.
Yeah, there
like,
definitely happens.
why?
There are several of those.
Why do you do that? Like, just include me. Give me a code, damn it. Don't press a
$60?
disc. Just give me a code.
Ah,
Jesus.
I'm so excited for this fall, guys. There's gonna be
Yeah, man.
Zelda ports. I got Pokemon games. Got Dying Light. Got Far Cry. Life is Strange. Tunic. Like I've got game, and I don't think Tunic's gonna be out
Kena.
this fall, but I've got Kena.
Kena,
I've
Deathloop.
got
Kena, yeah.
so many games. Deathloop, I'm on the fence with now because there's so many games. And
Yeah,
Back for Blood hits that same thing. Like the more and more games get delayed into the fall, I'm starting to worry about like that's more and more games I'm gonna get into the spring. You know, like I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get
I
them
don't
when
think
they
you're
come
gonna
out.
like
There's-
Deathloop anyway.
There's too many. There's too many to get, right? Like I can't
Yeah.
possibly play Far Cry 6 and Deathloop and Pokemon and, everything else. Like I'm going to have to start picking.
You can
and
definitely
choosing.
drop Pokemon. You can just
No,
stop.
absolutely
just,
not.
Just drop the Pokemon.
Can't drop the
Diamond
Pokemon.
and
What are you talking
Pearl,
about, Dad?
You need to get in the Pokemon.
I will
Pearl
never,
and Diamond. Let's go.
ever,
Come on.
We can do
ever
it. We can
get
do
into
it.
Pokemon. It's not
Yeah,
gonna
it's-
happen.
It's the
I'm not
fourth
playing.
gen.
It's
Come
the
on.
best.
I don't care.
It's the
I
best.
don't care. Look. I aged out of Pokemon many years ago. You guys were aging in. I was aging out. I'm old. I'm not playing Pokemon. It's just not.
I'm-
for
You
me.
can
My
learn.
kids love it. My kids love it.
Sword and
I want
Shield.
no parts of
I
it.
didn't, but that's why I'm glad we're going back. So like the hype
Me
is
too.
back. I'm going backwards. I'm gonna get some more comfort food Pokemon.
The nostalgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nostalgia's bringing
Especially
me in.
like the new art style when they showed like the new old art. I was like, oh yes, Pokemon feels like Pokemon again. So I'm really excited for that one. But yeah,
Just
the fall is
give me
just
a
going to
new
be incredible.
2D
I've got
Metro
tons of
Mario.
stuff, dude. You getting Scarlet Nexus?
Dev, you need to get Scarlet Nexus.
Oh boy,
Hey,
that's a good damn game, Dad.
At least download the demo. It's on PS5
I don't
now.
have hard drive space.
That's
and,
ridiculous.
and you're the one
I'm kidding.
not complaining about how
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
this
I
guy.
definitely have the hard drive space. I don't even know what it is. I haven't even looked into it, to be perfectly honest.
You don't have
So,
to. Just download the demo and try it out.
yeah, try it. Don't look it
15
up.
minutes.
Don't listen to it. Don't.
Yeah.
Just go play it.
We'll see.
It's so good.
Can I get a 2D Metroid, a new one, please?
It's coming.
Somebody.
It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming this fall.
Don't play with my emotions.
I'm not.
Like
Do not
late
fuck
summer,
with
early
me.
fall.
Here's the funny
Yeah.
thing.
Don't
Dev,
fuck with me.
Dev, I'm being dead fucking serious.
It's coming.
Like it's coming.
That might get me to buy a Switch Pro.
Yeah, it better. It's gonna be
That might get me to be
even
the Switch
better.
Pro. The kids can keep the old one. I'll take the Switch Pro. I'll
Right?
play the hell out of some.
That's what you
Detroit.
do. That's what Nintendo, like, that's what they're banking on. Nintendo's like, we're gonna give all the kids switches, and we're gonna get all the parents to buy new Switches. Like, yeah, like that's what they're banking on. That's kind of, that is the iterative. That's the strategy, right? That's the strategy of doing the DS, and the DSL, the DSXL, and the DS Plus. That's it. Just to get people to buy more. You're not looking to try and get 150 million people to buy a console. You're trying to get 50 million people to buy a console 3 times.
Yeah, it's funny. Alana Pierce put out a tweet the other day was talking about, like, I know with Nintendo, they're going to keep making these games that I played since I was 6 and releasing all of these consoles, and I'm just going to keep buying them because they make me happy. I'm like,
They do.
Yeah,
They
it's
make me happy.
Nintendo.
It's the vicious cycle.
They've got it like
They
that.
got us.
Like they're the envy of the video game. Every video game company wishes they could do that. Like they that's their privilege in that way.
Yeah.
I want to put out like a big correction. Previously, with the Series X has a big DRM problem. It's not ACG. Sorry about that. It's MVG, Modern Vintage Gamer. So ACG is a reviewer. I didn't suspect he would make a video like that. So
I got my acronyms.
Disregard
There's too many
me.
3-letter acronyms on the
yeah,
internet.
yeah,
It's-
not ACG, NVG. Okay.
ACG is a Nike brand as far as I'm concerned. There was a Nike off trail brand. It was ACG. So I don't know who this YouTuber is.
ASICs.
ACG. I don't know who that is. I've never
Yeah,
heard of it.
yeah.
Shenanigans. All right, so we got one question, which I think is a very interesting question. I'm really interested to see how we're all going to answer this. Comes from Rob3000. He says, with AMD admitting budget CPU customers have been underserved and signaling more production capacity coming online in the coming quarters, as well as long-term global investments in semiconductor production, NVIDIA's new 3050 Ti budget GPU, and the recent dip in crypto mining profitability, are we on the verge of a budget PC building renaissance?
I thought we were already in that. That
No,
was already happening.
this is
You
like
can't be in a renaissance if there's no parts to buy.
yeah.
Right, but the reason that's why everybody's buying them, right?
No,
That's
no,
why-
no one can buy a PC without that GPU. Like
They
people
don't
actually.
exist.
There's videos now of building PCs without a GPU. It's getting to that point of like we can't find a GPU anywhere. Let's have a build right now to get people set up to build a to buy a GPU in the future. It's nuts. Rob, all of this is speculation. It is all AMD is like they're chattering about, hey, we're investing this. Hey, we're looking into the semiconductor production. We're gonna promise stuff in the future. I'm not trusting that until I see it. Until I see the fruition of their promises with AMD.
Yep.
We always see that with NVIDIA too. They're like, hey, we promise we'll have enough supply. It's like, no, you don't. And it's really tricky to serve both the crypto mining audience and the gaming audience at the same time. They're trying to shuffle both, especially with NVIDIA. So I'm in the semiconductor production. Yeah, that's going to go on for at least till the end of the year. And even at that, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. So I'm holding
Well,
my
demand is still just through the roof. So even
exactly.
Yep.
yeah, even when they come back online, they're still under probably highest demand to date.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah. So early next year is when I'm looking out and curious about what the market's going to be like. The crypto mining profitability, yeah, it has been dipping a little bit, but the crypto mining business is always volatile. It's always going to go up and down. That's just how the way it is.
the
So-
semiconductor stuff has me scared to death with the Switch Pro. It's
I-
it's going to be harder to get than the
yeah.
PlayStation 5.
That's
I'm
true.
I'm scared.
It's interesting to hear that they're pulling through with the Switch Pro this year, even though the semiconductor production is like really low. I guess they just had an extra supply somewhere, or they have some sort of
that's what- that's-
connection
That's
with
my
Nintendo.
that's my thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
They've been sitting on some for a while or something. But yeah, this shortage,
it's gonna be rough.
it's not helping anybody. It's gonna be a while. I mean, like Garrett said, I've seen so many vids and things of people building PCs and just the GPU is empty and it's just a sad face. It's like
It's very
can't
sad.
get one. Even processors, man, they come and go so fast. Like some of the newer processors, like they
What about
like the really
aftermarket?
good low end.
Aftermarket.
The
Like, can you
aftermarket
get
is
them on eBay if you just pay like twice or triple? Can you?
If
It's
you want
there.
to pay twice triple, yeah, it's there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like you can get one. It's just the market is priced it out for a lot of people, but it's not like they're
that's
not
correct.
there. They are there.
They're there. Yeah.
Okay.
On
Okay.
eBay. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just like my 1080 Ti, you could probably sell that on eBay at value when I bought it, or probably up to like double. So I'm
Sure.
thinking
Yep.
Yeah.
$1,200 to $1,500, and no one's.
I
wanting
could have
to
sold
buy
my
that.
laptop
Yeah.
for $700 more than I paid for it.
Yep.
Yep.
That's how it is right now. So it's available.
Yeah.
It's just not affordable
Nobody's-
to most
yeah.
people.
It's just not. It's just not. It's ridiculous. You would think that maybe with the crypto mining starting to drop off or it's starting to go bust, and maybe you'll start to see some of these cards on the aftermarket, but I doubt it. Like you might see a flood, but I doubt it. And the crazy thing that I think about is like, okay, yeah, semiconductor production starts back up. Is Nvidia going to make more, or are they just going to go with whatever the hell their new line is? We're going to get
Yeah.
4000 series, and it's just going to be the same thing all over again. You can't find them. Like, who knows? This is largely why I've stopped paying attention to anything PC related. I can't get a graphics card. Thrill is gone. The hype
That's
is
a
left.
bummer.
Yeah.
You need some of that, Donnie magic. You need to get on
I can
it.
get you one.
Yeah,
Donnie
exactly.
or Nathan. Donnie or Nate. Those are the only people that I know that might have a chance. Nathan got one. Donnie, you probably will find a way.
I think if you go to a micro center the night
And
before
wait.
and wait, yeah, you'll get one. You might
My
need to
closest
punch
micro
someone.
center is like 2 hours away. I'm not doing that.
Me too. The closest micro center is 2 hours
Oh,
away.
so you gotta want it more.
Exactly.
My PlayStation 5 works fine. I don't even want it more
Well, see,
anymore.
and
That's
you know
the
me,
thing.
like that's always been my life. I'm like, I'm good. But yeah, I mean, that same thing goes for the next gen consoles and stuff. Like to me, and I feel for people out there that want one and feel like they can't get one, but they're attainable. You can get one. It's a matter of how much you want it. If you want it enough, you can get one. They're totally attainable. I've gotten 5 or 6 of them. Like you can get them. You just got to work hard.
I can't.
You
I
can't
haven't
just
even,
stroll
I haven't
into
even
the
been able
store
to
and
get a
buy one.
PS5.
I got one.
Every time the
I can sell you one.
PS5s go on sale, I've never been able to get one.
I
I
got
mean,
one. I'll
I've
sell you
got
one.
tabs open. Yeah, you've got the luck of whatever. You and Nate, man, y'all
I got
are
one right
like
now, man. You want to
unicorns.
PayPal me? We can get this on my way to vacation.
I don't need a PlayStation
drop
5.
it off.
I'm just saying, every time they drop, I've tried
Yeah.
and I have failed. So it's just no luck. Even with the graphics cards, no. It's like mother. Pain in the ass. Pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
It's nuts.
Apparently, we have another question from D Life. I didn't even see this until right now.
Daniel wants to know why
Daniel
is Stadia so underrated? Best streaming tech on the market that you can stream to any device, and you can get a lot of games for under $30. Sounds like a great deal to me. Daniel, he's not wrong. It
That's
is
the way to
best.
ask the question.
It is the best streaming platform on the market. It is. It's not close.
Okay.
Yep,
It's that much better than xCloud. It's so much better than xCloud.
it is.
true.
Yeah.
xCloud's not that playable on browser at all.
On browser, hardwired. with a
Hardwired.
hardwired controller.
Yes.
It's okay.
Exactly. It is.
Oh,
You could probably get through near maybe.
It's all right. I wouldn't recommend you do it. I would recommend if somebody was like, hey, I want to play Xbox games. How do I want to play them? xCloud would be the least of my recommendations.
They would be the bottom
I'd
of the
rather
list.
you play it on Xbox One than that. Just pick up an Xbox One.
I threw in a couple of tweets about this. I know people are very wild, like they have different performances, but xCloud on the phone
Yeah.
is way better
Yep.
than xCloud on PC.
Yep.
And I actually play it just home Wi-Fi or my work Wi-Fi. It works pretty well. Like I can play games
Mhm.
much
Yeah, it's not
better
too
than
bad.
on
Yeah.
browser. Yeah.
It's still a little wonky. I still have some clipping. Audio seems to be my biggest issue.
The audio is pretty bad. Yeah.
I'll have audio like distortion and stuff with it. It's
Yeah.
just not very good. I would never recommend anybody play that way. And I would never say that about Stadia. If you have nothing, Stadia is a perfectly fine way to experience games. It is decent.
My only thing is that Microsoft is going to continue to improve.
Yeah.
Mm.
They're just going to keep putting resources in it. They're going to keep making it great to the
Well,
point where it's going to end up eventually better than Stadia.
We know
I
that it
cannot
has
say
Halo.
the same about Stadia.
Well, the problem is that we know that xCloud and Game Pass will have Halo. It'll have Gears. It'll have, Bethesda games. It'll have Elder Scrolls. Like, we don't know what Stadia will have. That's the problem. The problem is the trust that you have to put into Stadia and whether or not you believe they've earned that trust. That's where it'll come down to. If you trust to invest into Stadia, then great. It's a great solution for you. But I find that many people probably can't take that leap. They're not going to put all of their eggs in that basket because they're not sure that basket's going to be there for them. That's the difference.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yep.
At least I know with Xbox, if I'm buying digital games, it's going to live on in some form for a long time.
It's going to get better.
It's always going to get better.
It's going to get better over time. You're going to play your old game better today than you did then.
Yep. With Stadia, it has the potential, but I don't know that Google cares.
Yeah, they don't have the team.
I don't know that
they
they're
the focus.
They got
energy.
rid of everybody who was running Stadia, so it's like,
except for
do I
Larson.
want to invest?
He's still
in
there,
that?
right?
Oh my God, that's the problem. Get rid of him.
But that's the one you should have.
Keep everybody else. Get rid of him. He got to go.
We did our E3 episode on Sweet Hangs, and I went back and watched the Don Matrick one, and I completely forgot that Phil Harrison had walked out and started. I was like, oh. And then I watched like a 2008 or a 2009 Sony one, and he came out and started talking about Music Unlimited or something. I was like, he's the worst. He is the worst. I'm so scared we're having a Nintendo Direct, and he's gonna be like, "Hi, I'm Phil Harrison." I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Don't come in here.
You want to kill a system? We got a guy for you.
Yeah, he's like the closer. Like, that's what he does. He comes in and oh man, we need somebody to take all the heat. What's Phil doing? Let's call.
let's call him. He's got experience in this area.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Stadia. You're underrated because we don't know what the hell you're trying to do with this.
Great controller.
Oh yeah, controller's nice. I've 2 of them. I haven't touched them in months. Probably longer than Donnie hasn't played his PlayStation, that's for sure. But I have one sitting in my drawer at work, and I've got one somewhere around this house.
I need Ratchet. I'm gonna have to remember where all the controls are and everything. Like, that's how long I haven't played it.
I can't even recommend a thing for you to play on it right now. I have no idea. There's nothing. Yeah.
Kevin bought Dying Light on it, and I was like, why?
The first one?
Yeah, he bought Dying Light on PlayStation 5, and I was like, why? And he was like, well, I got the bundle and everything, but you can play it in 60 right here. Like, it's already here. And that's not a console war shot. It's like, literally, why? Why would you play it over there? Like,
Yeah. He's got the Series S, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you would think that if he's traveling to the beach house, he'd take the Series S just because it's so much smaller.
I think it's one of those things where he might put a console at the beach house to play when he's out at the beach house. I think it might be one of those situations.
Well, if that's the case, why wouldn't you put the Series S? Because it's so small and portable and cute.
It is like
so tiny.
It is kind of portable. And that's a weird thing to say for a box, but it is kind of portable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just a power cord and an HDMI cord and this little thing. Like, it is kind of portable.
Yeah.
You can put that in a laptop in your backpack just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife was like, "You're not taking the PlayStation to New York?" I was like, "Have you seen that thing?
Oh, that thing is
you think I'm taking that anywhere? Are you crazy?"
I had to put like extra
No, dude,
support underneath.
I just had this vision of like Dev like mounting like one of those pull sticks and wheels to it, and then you just lean it back like a suitcase, and you just wheel the PlayStation 5.
And it was still kind of heavy. Yeah.
You'd have to. That'd be the only way to move that thing.
Fit right in with everything else.
Dude, I took it with this.
That's your carry-on.
I was like, this thing doesn't fit into anything. I can't take this thing anywhere.
I did reach out to that guy that you shared a while back. You shared that guy who built his Last of Us PlayStation 5 with like the bricks and the walls and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I reached out to him. Might see if I can't get my hands on some faceplates.
Oh,
because that's
interesting.
I was telling Delvin, like, that's how I am. Like, I feel bad that I don't play my PlayStation 5. It gives me guilt. It makes me like want to not have it. So I either go 2 ways. I either sell it and get rid of it, and then but I know that I'll just get another one later, right? Horizon, something will come out and I'll have to get another one. Or you go the opposite way. You invest so much into it to make it your own that you can never get rid of it.
Right.
I can't live with myself just how it is now. So I might do that.
Even after all the stuff you've actually already done to it and the bajillion-dollar
it's not
beautiful
enough.
controller you have.
Yeah, it's not enough. I need those symbol decals, and if I can get some Last of Us plates. It's not my favorite design, like the brick and the moss, but it's better than nothing.
I can't even imagine seeing the brick and the moss on the side of your PlayStation.
It's a little
next
weird
to your TV.
Yeah.
Like it just, I could see that going up on your little shelf of the
end
Last
of the day,
Us.
I could just put it on a shelf, right?
Yeah, that's where I could see you going with that. But it actually sitting as a showpiece on your TV stand, I'm like, I don't know about that one.
I might. Maybe I'll move it up to the living room. And,
Donnie, you need a Game Pass subscription to accessories, just in general.
Yeah, right. That's what he needs.
So do you. Didn't you just pull out like 18 portable consoles?
They're different handhelds, though.
That's
you know,
true. You do need like Game Pass portable. That's what you need. You need
That's
portable
true.
pass.
I would 100% get into that. Let's have it.
Yeah, no.
Portable
I like,
pass for Garrett, accessories pass for Donnie.
I like the accessories. Give me all the controllers. It's fun stuff, man.
How many PlayStation controllers do you have? PS5, just the two, right?
Well, I got
the one you painted black and the red one, right?
I got rid of the white one for the black one.
Mm-hmm.
So the
you
new
have
black
two.
one. I
But
will
you
have two.
The colorware, right?
I have the colorware, and then I will have the black one when the black one releases. That'll match the black faceplates that I
think
have.
it comes out the same time as Ratchet.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, so then I'll have.
That's when
I'll
I
have
get my
that to
red one.
I'll have that to match the console, but the colorware one is
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Would you get rid of that one if you got rid of the PS5, or would you keep the?
I was thinking that I'd probably keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you'll eventually get a PS5.
You're not gonna get any
at some point.
Yeah. But no, I think I just keep it. I'll play Ratchet, keep it, and then I'll just deck it out in a way that'll make me want to keep it forever.
For Horizon, and then eventually God of War.
Eventually.
Dude, God of War on PlayStation 5 is legit.
Oh, so
good.
It's real good.
So good. It almost makes me excited that I didn't finish it on PS4 so I could experience it on PS5.
Did you
Same.
finish it on PS5?
Yes.
Because if we weren't hitting this period now where all the games are coming out, that's one that I would have replayed.
Yeah.
But now we're getting games. Like, it's about to kick up in a major, at least for me. I don't know about you guys. But
This
like
next month is insane.
In the next 6 to 8 weeks, I feel like I'm buying like 12 games. Like, way too many.
Oof.
Like, there's way too many. We got Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Scarlet Nexus. Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Yes.
Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
There's got to be 2 or 3 others that I'm just not remembering.
Ratchet and Clank,
right now.
of course.
Ratchet and Clank. I always forget that one, yeah. Ratchet and Clank.
What else is coming out? I think that's
I only
pretty much
have
it.
Ratchet. I only have Ratchet in the Final Fantasy VII expansion.
Psychonauts
Fantasy
will
VII
probably
Underground.
pop in there at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. There's going to be Game Pass games that drop in there.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Disguise 6.
Nope, that's not one
Yeah.
of them.
It's definitely one of them, right?
Nope. Nobody said that.
You're all over that. Disguise 5 on
You're
Game Pass
damn
for
Disgaea.
PC, Donnie. You got it.
What?
It's serving us. They're serving the JRPG audience. It's
What?
lovely. Disgaea 5
No.
on Game Pass.
I don't even. No.
Come on,
Chris
guys.
I'm siding with Donnie. I
Chris
don't know what
Tales,
it is.
yeah.
Just no.
Chris Tales. It's another one.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's like this new RPG. It's really pretty. It's coming to Game Pass.
Yeah. Download the demo, Dev. I think it's on PlayStation.
No, absolutely not. I may do the Scarlet Nexus thing, but other
You
than
have
that,
to.
no.
Dude, it's
You gotta
so
try
good.
the new game. You gotta try new games.
What
Dev.
is it?
Open the
What
palette.
is it? I do try new
all right,
games.
so
I know games I
it's
like.
anime game. Anime style game. That's like Bayonetta, Nier, Astral Chain, like in combat.
Yep.
But maybe better.
Devil
Maybe
May
better.
Cry-ish with quick time events.
Dude, it's really good. I'm so happy I played the demo.
It's probably one of the best looking anime action games I've seen ever.
Damn good.
Now that makes me realize I want to play Guilty Gear. So you just add another game to my list.
Is that a fighting game?
It's a fighting game. Yeah.
I can't do fighting games.
Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. I'm looking at the upcoming list now.
I looked at that and I'm like, it still looks like Crash. I'm not playing that. It's from PS2
Game
and
Pass.
it doesn't look like it's coming.
I'm not gonna buy it though. Yeah.
It's just there for us.
I just looked at it like I don't think I want to even play
Samurai
it.
Warriors
looks
5.
so old.
Are you gonna do that? Because I think I'm gonna do that
Hell,
too.
Samurai Warriors.
Samurai Warriors 5.
Yeah, it's the Koei Tecmo game with a bunch of samurai.
It's a Warriors game, but it looks
I'll
really,
play those.
really pretty.
Mhm.
Like it looks really, really good.
I've never played one of those games.
And then the Ascent comes out.
The Ascent on Game Pass. Oh yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna be all over that.
See, Dev.
So much
you guys aren't
value.
winning me over with any of these games. These are not games I want to play.
I wish F1 was coming to Game Pass. I've been into Formula One this year.
I was about to say, I've noticed you've gotten into Formula One stuff. I'm like, how did that happen?
It's really good. It's
Out
really
of
fun.
nowhere.
It's not out of nowhere.
Yeah, right?
I've been doing it for about a year, but it's really kicked up a bit. So you gotta watch the Netflix show. Like, it starts at the Netflix show.
Oh, that's right.
The Netflix show is incredible. And then when you see just how bonkers and batshit crazy this sport is, it's incredible. It's like wrestling, but it's in real life. Like all these free agencies, they're always going back and forth. They have these subtle digs at each other. They all hate each other. Like there's all these rules and stuff, and then they wreck and explosions. Some dude like burned his hands off. Like it's nuts. And then it makes you actually like watching the sport itself. The cars are so fast. It's good.
Anytime I think about Formula One, I think about that Sylvester Stallone movie, Driven,
Oof.
and him humming and driving around and picking up quarters with his tires. That's all I think about.
That's awful. No wonder.
That's what I think of Formula One.
Yeah, you need to watch the Netflix show. But yeah,
I
no, like
will
so
not.
because I found that, like I found Seth got me into several other podcasters. You remember Danny O'Dwyer from
Yeah.
GameSpot? And he used to do like the lobby podcast. He has an F1 show. So now I'm like listening to his Formula One show, and it's like it's its own little bubble that's really it's been a lot of fun getting into. It's been like my COVID thing. I feel like everybody during COVID has found like something new.
Mhm.
That's my thing.
Ooh, F1. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end this. So that does it for episode 13 of PSVG's Game Tech. We hope you learned something new, got excited for something, or, are ready to add a new piece of hardware to your arsenal.
We didn't
we'd like
say
to thank
Mario
our-
Golf, did we? Mario Golf.
Several
Mario
times.
Golf's in there.
That's
yeah.
the one. That's the one.
You said it several times.
Just
Yeah.
just saying it again.
Want to say it one more time for the listeners? Mario Golf.
Get Mario Golf.
Yeah.
We're gonna play some Mario Golf.
We'll see. We'll see. I can't guarantee it. Maybe if PSVG pays for it, my Series X.
What the hell is this?
What is?
Well, let me thank our patrons at the producer level: Michael Masick, Barry Cathcart, Edwin Callow, Stephen Keller, Nick Creature, Rude Days 93, Ben Moxham, Rob Emanuel, Nick Fallharbor, Paul Calicote, Kyle Heyman, Grouchy Surge, Chris M, myself, Josh Barbone, Tony Harris, HorseGirl69, Haley Nicole Miller, Kyle Richards, Skinny Matt, Ryan Craig, Lobo Rican, Delvin Cox, Justin Pickard, Nick Metzger, Jillian M, and RJ Kern. I feel like that is a really long list. Did it get longer?
That's
Magically.
And we lost
Wow.
people too. We had like 7 people leave and like 6 people show up. So it's a lot of new names. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember reading a couple of these names. So, thank you all for your patronage. We really appreciate it because without you guys, some of this stuff wouldn't be possible. Please feel free to follow us over on Game Tech Pod. Tune into all things PSVG. Follow us on the PSVG Twitter account. And with that, may all your K's and P's be bright, your frames glorious, and your flops powerful. We are out.